Oh, okay. So basically, she's like this. Like this is like if a feminist had their ideal world, that's what this movie was, right? Like Julia Roberts does. Let's as she ages, she just doesn't look very good. Even when she was in her prime, I thought she kind of looked like Swiss cheese. There was nothing really amazing there. But like she's this tenured professor. Andrew Garfield is her associate, and Ao Idabiri, the black girl from The Bear, she's like her star student or whatever. And like Julie Roberts has this husband who's basically just like a nutless mule. Like she's like he cooks for her and he cleans for her and he dotes on her, and he's got like no problem with all these dudes like hitting on her even though she's like 65. Anyways, the star pupil who happens to also be a black lesbian. So there's, a whole range of 1% chances right there. Andrew Garfield's character allegedly grape juices her. Kylo,
Nice.
get your butt out of my face. And then it turns into a 2.5-hour movie about just Me Too. That's it. And it's directed by was it Luca Guadagnino?
I think I saw the trailer for this.
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer for it. I was just like, I like Andrew Garfield. I like Ao Idabiri. So I'm going to watch this. And I wanted to kind of blow my brains out.
I can see why.
It tries to be something that it's not. So like he does like all of these like zoom in shots on the faces to try and establish tension. And then he does like all these long panning shots to get this feeling of isolation, like these poor women in their jobs and getting all this stuff. But, she invited him into her apartment or whatever. I don't know. It's just a Me Too movie. It came out like 10 years too late. Whose butt? Kylo's butt. Kylo is my adopted cat. I did not name him that. He came with that name and he already had a name change. So I didn't have the heart to change it again.
Yeah, I find it funny that you like. Is Vex even aware of how much her cat is based off of a loser? Like Kylo is like one of the most pathetic characters ever made. That's why I find it funny that like you have a cat named Kylo, but you don't actually know anything about Kylo Ren.
He was renamed by like some fucking liberal progressives. That's who we adopt. Like they were fucking losers, man. Like I walked into that apartment and I saw where he was living and I was like, wow. And they're like, we're both like on disability. Like, and I'm just like, my guy, I see you. Both of you are fucking walking around. I see takeout bins there. Why do you need disability? Anyways.
No, he's still cute.
He's still, yeah. He kind of, if you put a picture of Adam Driver next to him, they actually kind of look alike, which is even funnier. So.
Your
Sorry.
cat has that weird face too, huh?
He does, yeah.
His face looks like a Picasso drawing, kind of.
A little bit, yeah, because of the ridiculously overcompensating nose. But yeah, sorry. That's what I watched today. But then I watched one of the best films of the decade today, No Other Choice, which I highly recommend to literally everyone. It's a Korean film though, so I don't know if everyone likes subtitles.
Is that
I think I can handle subtitles.
Yeah,
okay.
Is that the Brendan Fraser one?
No, that's the that's a different one. That's a Japanese film. But I know that came out this past weekend. I didn't know that it was dropping so quickly. It didn't come out anywhere near me though, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, what was that one called? It's like
something family
or something.
I think you're right. Rental Family. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
okay.
Rental Family.
I am looking forward to that. I did see someone say in like Niat's chat yesterday that they were kind of disappointed in it, but I like the idea. I like Brendan. I like Japanese people for the most part. Let's go.
That's good. Yeah, it has a 68 on Metacritic and a 6.5 for a user score. Don't go by that Rotten Tomatoes score because it's 91%, which could be just a bunch of 6 out of 10s across the board.
But I was told that like that Rotten Tomatoes scores are accurate, like that can bring back movies from the dead and franchises from the dead if the Rotten Tomatoes
like Predator Badlands. Yeah.
I wish more people were aware of how flawed the algorithm is for Rotten Tomatoes because it's so popular in terms of its name. It's even the gimmick, like the whole tomato thing. It's got a cool gimmick to it where people are gonna remember it, and
It does.
It's gonna hold weight in the minds of casuals. But it's so fucking retarded the way it works. I wish that was discussed more. Like, I bet the Rise of Skywalker is still at 86 after all these years. It'll be there till like the end of time.
I actually think it does.
Check this. I think it actually is still stuck at 86%. I'm gonna check again.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Because there was
100 6 out of 10s is a 100% RT score.
Like, that's just, if you explain that to like fifth graders, you spent like an entire class breaking down and comparing different like criteria for scoring for different things. I think even like fifth graders would agree that's nonsense. That's like, how do you come to a proper conclusion with that?
Agreed.
You know?
It is indeed 86%. Although the critic reviews are 51%, which is still too high, but at least it's a bit lower.
I remember that because it was 90, and they were just slowly going down 1% every day.
And then it just stopped.
It just stopped.
Froze.
Dang.
It's one of the worst sci-fi films ever made. It should be like at like 20, 30. It should be so much lower.
Hold on. Is it worse than Rebel Moon?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It gives
I don't
you
think
more
you
of a
understand.
headache.
They don't know which direction is up, Vex. Like they don't. There's too many things to even explain. It is worse.
Yeah, it is one of those. It's impossible to really know where to begin. It's like it was already getting off to a bad foot because the movie really it goes out of its way to quite vocally disagree with the previous movie that it's supposed to be concluding.
Yes.
So there are just entire beats in the film, which is J.J. Abrams sniping at Rian Johnson, which is really funny, but it's also incredibly unprofessional, and it's supposed to be like a $500 million budget Star Wars movie. So what are you doing?
Unbelievably unprofessional. Like, that's not even like doing it justice. This like $2 billion multi-billion-dollar films just fucking being wasted by two guys' egos. And like, Vex, you haven't seen the Disney Star Wars trilogy, so you're not aware of the fact that they contradict each other.
It is
like,
one of the
ELJ
best
makes
comedies
no
ever written, though, that you probably should watch it just because even if you don't really have much context, it is just hilarious. It's a really funny movie.
Part two,
again, hard to know where to begin with it. Like, I love the bit, for example, they are running away from some stormtroopers on random planet, having just met Lando Calrissian, who shoots a stormtrooper in the eye with a bow and arrow for some fucking reason. Then they run away from them. Then they fall into some quicksand, which doesn't fall because they fall through the sand into a cave system. And as they go down, you get Finn. He says, "Rey, there's something I forgot to tell you," and then he forgets to tell her what that is for the rest of the movie, so you never find out what it was. Then down in the thing, they meet a snake thing, and Rey force heals it, and then they find a knife by a guy called Darth Uchi, basically, and then they take the knife to the moon of Endor, and then they land, and then they pull a ruler out from the knife, and it happens to line up perfectly with the wreckage of the Death Star and point them to where they're going. As if you'd landed 2 feet away from where you currently stand, it wouldn't have worked. How the fuck does this happen? But yeah, I could carry on.
There's just so much, but like, just like how he mentioned, Rey uses the Force heal out of nowhere to heal this fucking snake for no reason, and there's no consequences. But when Kylo uses the Force heal, he fucking dies. He just fucking completely dies. He's out of the story forever.
And then speaking of contradictions, like in The Last Jedi, he throws the lightsaber over his shoulder. Then in the second film, he comes back as a ghost and catches it when Rey goes to throw the lightsaber in the fire. And he says, a Jedi weapon should be treated with more respect than this, which was a direct shot at...
And then it makes it worse as well, because the reason in The Last Jedi that he force projects across the galaxy and the effort kills him is that he can't physically go because his X-Wing is under the water and broken. So he has no choice. He has to just Skype in and the effort will kill him. And then the Rise of Skywalker comes along and says, oh no, the X-Wing actually still works. So he could have just flown there and not killed him. In which case he just committed suicide. Luke Skywalker killed himself for no fucking reason. It's great.
But then he's a ghost. He's a ghost. He can catch objects. He can lift shit up. He's more powerful as a ghost because he can't die. And he can teleport across the universe. Which begs the question, why don't ghosts go around and kill Palpatine?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the bit at the end of the movie where for some reason Rey's decided that she's been trying to communicate with the ghosts of all the dead Jedi. And they say, well, why don't they just show up? But then he says, I am all the Sith, even though we don't know who any of them are. And then she says, but I am all the Jedi. And so, okay, I guess you are then. and then he
Exactly.
explodes.
Palpatine gets lightning in the face twice. When Mace Windu does it, he gets badly scarred. Then Rey does it, but she does it with 2 lightsabers, so it's twice as powerful, and he just melts himself.
And we still don't know who won to this day. Where like he literally told her to kill me,
won.
And like
that's the other funny thing. He says, "Kill me so I can inhabit your body, you attractive young woman, because I'm into that sort of thing." And then she kills him, and the movie's like, "Yeah, so she won."
Yeah,
but no, because he just said that if she did that, he would win. And then it makes no sense if he doesn't win. So he did win, and that's my headcanon.
Vex is worse than Rebel Moon. It's much worse than Rebel Moon.
It would be funny if all Palpatine did was play with his tits all day. He's got boobies. He's just messing around in a woman's body.
We need that beginning bit of Alien Earth where he's like, "What are these things? Why are they so big? Like they jiggle when I run."
Gone?
It's probably the only trilogy you could think of where each movie contradicts the other. Like the first movie is ignored by the second, and then the third movie is completely ignored and shat on by the third. Like they don't connect whatsoever. It makes no fucking sense.
That ending, though, where Rey buries both Anakin's and Luke Skywalker in the Tatooine desert, which is the one place they both fucking despised. Luke's family was murdered there, and Anakin was a slave, and his mother was gang raped by Tusken Raiders.
And Leia had never even been there.
And don't forget, he fucking hates sand. Like, come on, why would you do that? It's just.
And because they think it's back to where it began, but it's literally I'm going to take you to the place of the worst thing that's ever happened to your family. I'm going to bury your legacy there.
They only understand scenery. They know that this is a popular place within the Star Wars universe. They don't understand what it means to the characters at all. So it's incomprehensibly broken in so many ways.
But you have so many fond memories of this place. It's where your grandmother got raped by sand people, and it's where your uncle got combusted by stormtroopers and died in fire. And then you were a slave, and your dad was a slave, and you just wanted to leave Luke the whole time. That's the whole point of the movie. And it's like, no, so many wonderful memories of Tatooine. What a lovely place.
And Reva tried to kill him. Reva's chasing him.
Oh God, I forgot about that one.
All the epic adventures on Tatooine. I forgot. Yeah,
such a shit movie.
Speaking of Star Wars, our headline today was Leslye Headland coming out and talking about, basically blaming everyone but herself for its failures. The Acolyte, I mean. For starters, she said, referring to critics of the show, there are some that I respect, and there are some of them that I think are absolutely snake oil salesmen, just opportunists. Then, of course, there are the fascists and racists, so it runs a gamut. It isn't just one thing or the other. There are a few quotes from her that I thought were pretty interesting that I threw in here, but that was the first one.
Return of the Headlamp. Like, she's the same shit she was saying last time. It's there's never anything about the writing or like reevaluating the story that she wanted to, bring to the public. Because The Acolyte is one of the worst TV shows ever made. Like, just morally backwards, completely retarded, and wasteful. Like, there's so much filler. There's basically like 3 or 4 episodes of content, and the rest is filler and like fluff and teasing and flashbacks. And what they did to Soul ranks in like, can't put a number on it, but like easily in my top 10 character assassinations ever. It's so.
I mean, it's a literal assassination because he's going, "Kill me," as she's choking him to death.
Yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad, man.
Well, it's like she's talking about like all of us making content is more important than her show, which just really goes to show how awful The Acolyte was.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone looked forward to people's commentary rather than the show.
100%.
Yeah, there was one thing that she actually said was interesting that made sense to me. She said, "It made me start to think, rather than these fans are toxic or this thing is being mean to me, it made me think more that the content being made about Star Wars will ultimately be more culturally impactful than actual Star Wars."
That's true as long as actual Star Wars is The Acolyte. That is inevitably true.
If it's shit, then we're going to be making videos about how it's fucking terrible. Like, that's you don't see that issue with Andor. It's like, just come on. That's just nonsense, man.
But even then, like, as I think as Platoon said, she thinks The Acolyte is actual Star Wars when it isn't. It's dog shit.
It's terrible.
She does. She said, "I'm absolutely obsessed with Star Wars. I still am, and I love my show, and I know that it was wonderful."
No, it's terrible.
She says later in the article, she says that I wish it had been found by the audience it was intended for.
Oh my god!
What the fuck
Not
does
Star
that
Wars
mean?
fans.
Not
Star Wars fans.
fans.
Exactly.
Nope.
Like the biggest tell that you need to know that the show is terrible is that Cynic doesn't give a fuck about Star Wars. Yet you still watched and reviewed the Acolyte, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Because I was
'Cause
like,
it was-
"What is this?" It was the same with Obi-Wan. I watched both
Yeah.
shows because my friend told me, God, my friend has such terrible fucking taste. I'm sorry, buddy. But he was like, "Yeah, you got to watch Kenobi." I watched the first episode and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna watch the rest of this because it's fucking horrible."
It's
And,
fucking the Baby Leia run. That should have been the insight for anybody. Her getting
it's
chased in the
awful.
forest. I couldn't believe that. It's like, how could you film that and leave those takes? And then, yeah, Kenobi is shockingly bad. But it's not as morally backwards as the Acolyte.
Remember the layer under the
four
coat?
legs, the 4-leg bullshit. It's Kenobi running away from Vader. Like Vex asked us randomly, "What's the worst Star Wars fight?" And then me and Platoon just ended up like breaking down all of Kenobi in terms of discussing all the shitty fights because I totally forgot how bad Kenobi versus Vader was.
Yeah.
Considering they have one of the best fights of all time in the prequels, what they do with them in that show, it's below parody. It's like a poorly polished parody. I don't even know how to describe it.
But what was that scene where Vader chases him to a planet and he goes, "So you've come for me?" It's like, "No, asshole, you chased him.
You
Have you
followed
come to
me
destroy
down
me?"
to the planet." Yeah. And then that's when they get
Come
the
to
proper
destroy me.
big fight. Like Kathleen Kennedy was talking about how it's going to be like WrestleMania. Like, oh, it's the big matchup that everyone's been waiting for, and we get it to do it like multiple times. And I guess it is kind of true in the sense that these are two sort of washed up ancient creatures that people have fond memories of that are now being paraded like corpses on the screen. That makes it sound a bit like what I understand WrestleMania to be. But like the first one, the point was supposed to be, yeah, obviously like Kenobi in particular is way past his prime, but you didn't have to have him run away 3 times. That is just embarrassing. And then the final fight is the one where it's like, oh no, he's rediscovered his faith in the Force, so now he's at max power. But that's almost more embarrassing because that fight is still awful. You get fucking distant shots of mountains with shaky cam on them because why the fuck not? And then the fight ends with him just sort of Jesus lobbing rocks at Vader.
You get the anime
Vader's
moment.
mask breaks.
It's an anime moment. He suddenly has the power. He gets the second win because it's Disney, and he summons a bunch of rocks and shoots them at Vader. And Vader's like, and like completely embarrassing himself. When like that's Darth Vader. Like he should be able to deflect all that shit. It should be nothing. So they turn the powers on and off and embarrass both of them. It's such a test of. Well, if you liked the fights in Kenobi, I don't want any recommendations from you from any media whatsoever. Like your opinion means nothing. It's less than nothing. You know, like the fights in Predator Badlands were better than the fights in Kenobi, like by a mile. And that's saying a lot because those fights were shit.
Yeah, what was the I think someone in the comments said it, like he pulls the ship down and it just so happens to be an identical ship behind it that flies
and
off.
that flies off. And like it's bad enough that he doesn't think to use it on the second one, but then it's like, well, okay, so that bit in Hoth in Empire Strikes Back where the Millennium Falcon flies off and he's in the same room, why doesn't he do it there? That seems like the kind of thing he should be doing.
Anyone who's familiar with Empire was immediately cringing during that scene because we know we've seen him in this situation. How can you do this? We've seen him in this exact scenario, and because he was a well-written character in Empire, he couldn't do anything about it. With this, he suddenly just god tier powers. It's embarrassing.
Well, when a Star Destroyer is chasing him in space, why is he just grabbing there? You can grab them anytime, any ship.
It's so bad. You know what's crazy about all this? There's so much here to discuss when it comes to Kenobi, and we're not even mentioning Boba Fett. You didn't watch Boba Fett, did you? Movie, Cynic. It's just
no. I watched the first episode and gave up. I was like, this. I don't even like this to shit on it. Yeah.
Boba Web. Just Boba Web. Wow. I was gonna say Boba Fett is like my Madam Web before Madam Web even existed. I thought Boba Fett is so fucking funny, especially if you're familiar with the demeanor the character's supposed to have, and then they turn him into a Disney princess, just like they did with Deck. He's like the original Disney princess prototype when I think about them. Because Mando was an OC, right? Boba Fett got changed into the Disney formula. So yeah, he's patient one, in my opinion. Unless I'm forgetting anyone.
Boba Fett was so boring that one episode of his show was given to the Mandalorian.
1.5.
2 episodes, basically, right?
Yeah.
And the
Even
problem
more
was,
than one.
you had to watch Boba Fett because in Boba Fett, the Mandalorian goes back and gets Grogu. So without that, you wouldn't know what was happening in season 3.
That's crazy. Are you aware of that, Cynic? How stupid that fucking story was? Like,
I've heard about it.
Yeah, he literally gives away Baby Yoda in season 2's finale.
Season 2, yeah.
And then suddenly he has him in season 3. So if you didn't watch Boba Fett, you'd have no idea what the fuck is going on. Why they're
and nobody did watch Boba Fett, so nobody did have a clue. But then by the point of season 3, I think the gloss had come off Mando a little bit. But it does mean that the Book of Boba Fett is technically essential viewing for understanding the next Star Wars movie, which is great. The Mandalorian and Grogu cannot happen without the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, have you seen that the clip where they're on the Alps and it's supposed to be like Hannibal and the elephants
with the AT-ATs? Yeah,
but it's stupid because AT-ATs can be dropped off. Why would they scale a mountain?
Yeah, we've seen them. It's in Solo even. We've seen the ships that are used to drop the AT-ATs off. It's like, well, yeah, just use those. Maybe there'll be a reason for it, but there probably won't be.
Like the Last Jedi, you see them drop them off by the salt mine. It's so fucking stupid.
The salt mine. Not Hoth.
Oh god. But I say
this franchise is fucked, man. It's so fucked. The vast majority of it is crap now. Like, thank God for things like Andor just keeping some oxygen in this tank here.
Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because it's kind of like Zack Snyder's Justice League, where it just won't die. Just you need to smother it. There's a little bit of embers, and it tries to come back.
Yeah, but what the difference with Star Wars, and I think the Song of Ice and Fire has this to some extent, is that the world is like supremely more interesting than almost any of the characters. So you can almost always go back to it and create new stories. Like none of us would be upset about some story on some distant planet of some dude who knew the Force, and this is just some guy, and he's not a Jedi. He has no association with any of the main characters, but it's an extremely well written story that's in line with Star Wars. Like, no one would have an issue with that. Like, the world is interesting enough.
I think Starfighter is what their hopes of starting a new universe, because it's Ryan Gosling who people like, some kid who's the key to everything, and Matt Smith is the villain.
Which could be, again, it's one of those ones that weirdly it could end up being quite good. If there is a project which has a chance of turning out to surprise you, it probably is that one. But it doesn't. I mean, they're already tying it to the Rise of Skywalker, though. It's like, oh yeah, 7 years after the epic conclusion of the last shit show, here we are again. I just want to ignore it and pretend it never happened, but they aren't going to let me do that. And I don't know if it's planned to be any more than one movie or if it's just a standalone. I guess it depends how well it does.
Yeah, because the problem is, if they were smart, you'd set like 200 years in the future, so it has nothing to do with anyone. But they've said it's 7 because they've went, right, if this works, we can then merge Rey and Finn and Poe. We'll put them in it. We'll slowly transfer these horrible characters into the story. Because it will be... Well, when did Rise of Skywalker came out? Was it in 2019?
2019, yeah.
So it is, and it comes out 2026, Starfighter.
I believe it's... Wait, is it Mando and Grogu and Starfighter in 2026? 2 Star Wars movies in a year.
Let's see. But either way, it's like it is actually 7 or 8 real years after that show, after the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Starfighter's 27.
Okay.
Grogu's next year.
I know. I was going to say, I know we're eating comparatively well next year. I didn't realize we were going to eat that well, but I guess not quite.
Well, what canon are they keeping and not keeping? There's so many things they introduced and just slapped on us. Is Candlelight canon? Is Rey canon? Is Force healing canon? Is like depressed Rancors? Is that canon? Like all the shit that got introduced in the shows. Like it's the world between worlds with the Ahsoka shit. Like it's as broken as Marvel to some degrees, and like it just depends on what they want to keep.
Well, you'll have 2 horrible universes. You'll have the Filoni-verse, which will be between 3 and 4. And then you'll have this afterbirth stuff. I don't know what it is. But they said, didn't someone say Rey was the key to everything? She was the only asset they had of value after the sequels.
They did say, I forget who. Was it the person they hired to direct the Rey movie?
So they went, Rey is the thing everyone wants. That's the only thing that'll keep people coming back.
People didn't come and watch TFA because of Rey. They came because, oh my god, it's a new Star Wars movie. And they didn't come for TLJ because of Rey. They came because there's so many things they established in TFA that we all wanted to come back for. And then by the end of it, we're just like, fuck it, we're going down with the ship, pretty much. So at no point were people coming to the theaters for Rey. It's like they don't understand that.
I didn't get that comment then.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, that comment. It's because he hasn't finished his Force Awakens reviews.
How's he still doing them?
I don't know if he's still doing them.
Oh, he'll be doing them till he's 72, man. There's at least 2 parts left, and it's been like several years.
Yeah,
that's gonna be like about 19 hours of just shit.
It's crazy. But I don't know. It's I think TFA Part 3, that's some of his best fucking work. So like they are worth it in the end. Just depends how committed he is to them right now.
But yeah, saying Star Wars is fucked. We're gonna get the Mando and Grogu, and it's just gonna be, oh look, Baby Yoda commits a war crime. Isn't that funny? It's like, no, it wasn't. It was like, these are my eggs, are the last hope of my people. And it's like, oh, he's committing genocide. Isn't that funny?
Just
not
eating
particularly,
them.
no.
I mean, it is funny, but not for the reasons it should be. It's like, I don't think they understood what joke they were telling there. It's pretty fucking dark if you really look at it.
He was a genocidal maniac. The only problem I don't like about Grogu, they can't decide whether or not he's 50 or 5.
That's the only problem you have with Grogu?
Well, but I don't, because sometimes he shows understanding that an adult would, but then he acts like a toddler. So I'm thinking, is he just like a pervert that pretends to be a baby?
He is as old as the plot needs him to be. If they need him to be a retarded baby who shits himself to accommodate the scene, he'll do that. Or
wait, Grogu isn't a baby?
He's like 50.
This changes everything.
Well, he's a baby they try and play it fast and loose. Their argument will be he is a baby by the standards of his species, but he is technically 50 years old. So they must be incredibly slow learners because he can't fucking speak.
Yoda's like 900 years old, so it does make sense with the species. But at the same time, the way they portray him is like, wait, you're 50 years old, bro? Like, or are you a fucking baby? Which one is it?
But then he can understand concepts and the Force and shit like that. These very subjective, high-level concepts.
He can force you.
So, hold on. So he's young for his species' race.
Yeah.
But he mentally he's basically retarded. That's why he's 50. He doesn't understand stuff.
That's kind of what you have to believe. Yeah, because otherwise. But it then poses problems for Yoda because Yoda is 800 years old. But now, according to Mando rules, like in our lifespan, that's the equivalent of being maybe 100 years old at most because he just developed really slowly. So how does that? It doesn't really work at all.
Yeah,
he's just a problem, Grogu. He just creates
should be at least about 5 or 6, which means he should be able to talk at this point.
And they're never going to make him talk because as soon as he speaks,
so someone in chat suggests that they will make him have his first words in this movie, and I can believe they will do something like that.
I know, but first words is one thing, but dialogue, like being a character that has dialogue, I don't think we're ever going to get to that point with him because that loses the whole Baby Yoda element, and that's what makes him work.
The cuteness is gone, yeah.
Yeah, no one wants teenage Yoda because they're just grotty and spotty and horrible.
Well, they tried it with Groot, didn't they?
I was going to say, it sounds like Groot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody gives a fuck about teenage Groot. It was all about baby Groot.
No, they like baby
Groot. But the thing about it is they keep trying it in everything. Like it's getting kind of pathetic now. Like when I saw it in Rebirth, the little Grogu Triceratops, that's the one that maybe almost just snapped. Like you really, really just want to slap this into every single thing.
Yeah, and then you got Bud in Badlands.
Yeah. Haven't you got him in Mandalorian Grogu? Haven't you got like a baby Jabba?
Yep.
They said,
Jesus.
Which is a plot line that they've nicked, I think, from the Clone Wars. There's an episode or 2 of the Clone Wars where they have to go and rescue, I think it's Jabba's son or Jabba's niece or nephew or something. That's the one.
Yeah, but a baby Jabba doesn't automatically have to be a pussy and like a soft character. But with Disney, you know it's going to be. They have to, like, I need to stress this to you people. Like, they made the Rancor depressed, like suffering from depression and highly emotional. Why would that be your main priority for a monster from Return of the Jedi? So it just shows like the way they like to inject things that don't belong, you know? I don't know. I just don't think they should be in charge of anything related to this property anymore.
I know Sigourney Weaver had a quote, because obviously she's in Mando and Grogu, where she said something like, I think the big difference with this movie is that they're no longer trying to make the Star Wars movie to end all Star Wars movies, which you can interpret in two ways. And one of them is quite funny. It was like, yeah, they're no longer trying to destroy the franchise with every film that they make. That makes it an improvement. She had never seen, I think, any of the Mandalorian stuff, so she didn't even know it existed. So when she said, Jon Favreau, I think it was, is like, how do I know anything about this universe? So, well, you can just go watch the show. And so I was thinking, don't do it to yourself. You can just don't. It won't matter. That he has no character development. You won't learn anything. Just ignore Mando.
But
people defend that too. Go ahead, Reaper.
I was saying she also had a terrible opinion on Alien Earth. She said it was like this new groundbreaking show that did something different and fresh.
If you're watching the trailers, then I feel like that's a fair take. If you watch the show, then that's bullshit.
To be fair, she's probably just trying to cozy up because she's trying to get into another Alien movie, and there's a nice paycheck probably behind that. So,
I was gonna say, Platoon. People really defend the whole Mando thing. It's crazy. It's the fact that he's pretty much got like two character traits, like liking Baby Yoda and not liking droids. And by season 2, both of those things are out of the window. Like there's really nothing to work with in terms of arcs. Yet people will defend him as being a well-written character to this day. I don't get it.
They have that stupid "don't take your helmet off" rule no matter what, which is just retarded.
And he does it every season anyway. It's like what I knew. They broke that on the ending of the very first season. Like there isn't any meaning behind it anymore, you know. And Pedro is being completely out of this role. Like you don't even think about him as the Mandalorian anymore.
Well, he kept taking it off because he wanted screen time, but the problem is that completely undermined the moment where he took it off for Grogu at the end of season 2. Because we've seen his face like 3 times before.
Including the really funny one, I think also in season 2, where he walks up to a face recognition scanner and he's wearing a helmet. And he legitimately tries to see if it'll work if it just scans his helmet and lets him in. And lo and behold, it doesn't. And then he has to take his helmet off. It's fucking retarded. You'll like it if you ever watch it.
He should have drawn a face on a piece of paper and tried that.
We're not even kidding, man. He's that dumb. There's so many scenes with him and Boba Fett. Like I refer to them as the 2 dumbest men in the galaxy. Like it's just like the way they portrayed is they're like cavemen that have access to like high level tech and armor, but in terms of their intellect, they're so fucking retarded. But the fans love them and defend them just because they look cool. Like,
and I always hate they had Bill Burr come up and he goes, "It doesn't matter if it's Empire or Republic," and they try and go for like nobody cares who's on top, but then it goes nowhere. And then they try and have the Empire be like regular people. Then 5 minutes later, Bill Burr's smiling as he blows up the factory full of stormtroopers.
They try to slap on substance when they can, but they never actually flesh it out properly. Like the line that irritates me is the old dude saying the Empire, and he lists all the positive things that the Empire has done for the galaxy.
Oh,
so
we're actually getting
we're actually getting another perspective of what they achieved. They weren't this crazy evil bullshit like how Disney Star Wars portrayed them. That was what Mando should have done. Showed us both sides like a good story would. That's part of the reason we praise shows like Game of Thrones all the time, because we get Andor, you get to actually see both sides. It's essential. But they just don't understand that anymore.
They don't. It's really. I mean, he has that really. Yeah, it's the interesting speech. The Empire improves every system it touches, and it brings trade, prosperity, opportunity. It brings peace. And there's a reason that everyone went along with it. So yeah, I could get on board with a show that gives us that perspective on the Empire. That could be really interesting. But then they have Moff Gideon blow him up for no particular reason.
Yes. It's one line, and it's delivered so perfectly that it makes you think we're really going to get to see this idea developed, but we don't get anything other than that.
Well, there's some other problems. Like they'll try to justify the sequels, so they'll have characters stay really stupid shit to try and set up like Palpatine. But then you have, what was that episode where he started introducing like droids as slaves? It starts off in Solo with what's her face, the woman from Fleabag.
Oh God, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then what was the episode in Mando where Christopher Lloyd is in it? And
there's
There's
That's the one with
droid
Lizzo
bar.
in it. That's the famous Lizzo episode.
Oh,
But yeah,
Jack
the
Black.
premise of that is that the droids, the old separatist droids, but actually, like, yeah, Christopher Lloyd has been programming them to go rogue against this utopian droid planet because all the droids are like slaves. He believes that Count Dooku is a political visionary. He's an old separatist. And once again, I find myself thinking you could do so many interesting things with this. It's a really, really interesting idea. What happened to the separatists? They didn't just disappear. They all signed up. They must have believed in something. But then fucking Bo-Katan tases him and says, ugh, politics.
Yep.
Fuck you. It's way more interesting than whatever show you're in, you Botox bint.
Don't you feel like that is one of the most important moments in terms of showing their perspective ever? Like, please tell me more. Tell me more. This is like a follow-up to the line in season 1 that we were talking about. That was so interesting. It's the only potential interesting story we can get. And they shoot him and mock the idea of politics because any politics is just boring to them. It's just all about shooting each other.
They also make the Republic worse because they go, yeah, we do have droids, but they love it because all the droids in a bar are basically saying, we love to help people against our will.
Which there's already a slight problem there with saying all the droids in the droid bar where the droids go to have drinks after work. Like, that's already a bit retarded.
Because that's the problem. They're actual people instead of fucking robots.
Yeah, they've made it so much more confusing now. The original trilogy didn't have us asking those type of questions.
Well, the only droids that had personalities are the ones you bonded with, like C-3PO or R2-D2. Every other droid was just a droid. Or it was like comic relief in the prequels. Those little fucking... What are they called? Those Roger one.
Roger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, battle
those
droids.
little dudes.
Yeah, battle droid. Like, they had some personality, but they were more for comic relief.
And even then in the OT, R2's personality is explained because like they develop personality if you don't wipe their memory frequently, but it's standard procedure just to wipe their memory frequently so it doesn't happen. So there's still an explanation for it. And obviously 3PO is a protocol droid, so it has to have a kind of personality because that's its job. So they still they didn't go too in depth into it because it does pose loads of irritating questions if you start getting into questions of droid sentience. But they did exactly what they needed to do to make these into characters. And then Mando season 3 comes along and it's like, well, how much further can we take it until it becomes completely unbelievable? They have after work socials. Yeah.
Get it. They nailed it with K2SO. I think he's one of the best droids ever. And then they just fucked every other one since. So I don't know. There's little pieces where they see where they actually like pull off things that work, like Rogue One and Andor, but everything else is fucked. So it's a splintered franchise right now. No idea what they're gonna do to fix it.
They probably can't fix it because in order to fix it, they need to fucking let it rest for a decade. I've been saying this about the MCU as well, and they literally cannot do it because so much of their income.
Yeah, right? I was going to say, does this count as rest?
Well, they moved it over to television. Yeah, they moved it to TV, and they've given it, a 7-year hiatus from theaters, but those are dying anyway.
They seem to be. I mean, the theater is the only thing that can save it, and it has been 8 years, or will be 8 years, or 7 years, 7 or 8 years since the last movie. By the time the next one comes out, so like it's had a big break from the majority of the audience because most people don't watch Disney Plus shows, rightly, because it's expensive and shit. If they were to bring it back and do 2, 3, 4, not even exceptional movies, just solid, non-broken entertainment, then you might start to say, okay, it has a theatrical future again. There is still some trace elements of life in this franchise. Rebuild confidence over a period of time, and it will take a period of time unless you get one absolute banger movie. But does anyone actually believe Mando and Grogu will be anything other than another Mandalorian show?
No. There's pretty much... Is there a single character that they've created that you're interested in seeing going forward? I would have said Finn at back in TFA times, but he's been ruined. And then John Boyega has aged terribly in terms of his thought process and personality.
Yeah, he has.
But which character would you actually want to see them do something with it? What, Reva? Like Poe? Fucking Captain Phasma? Have they created anyone who survived worthwhile?
At the end of Andor, you could do fascinating things with, but because it's Disney, I want them to leave them alone forever. Do not come back and put Claire in fucking next to Mon Mothma in a Filoni show because she'll be retarded.
I think they should just leave that alone. That's part of the reason I wasn't even thinking about them. When I think of Disney Star Wars, I kind of think of Andor on the side.
It's a different thing. I think Nelson did a video basically on that premise. Like Andor was so good that it's no longer Star Wars.
Yeah,
which is it's just sad for Star Wars, but it is true.
Yeah. strange how that works. Or Sabine.
Sabine, yeah.
Holy fuck, what an asshole. Yeah, they need to just clean the slate and start fresh completely. Or I don't even trust them with adaptations. Like, look at Thrawn. If they can waste Thrawn, they can waste anything. So I think that just the answer is get it away from Disney. I don't think whether it's original characters, original stories, or proper adaptations, they're gonna fuck everything.
It was so funny that Thrawn was just cope. He went, haha, I meant to fuck up. Haha, I meant to miss every shot.
Man.
Haha, I meant for them to...
You got your entire division of soldiers killed. Acceptable losses.
See, this sounds like exaggeration. It's literally we're describing his actions. He's supposed to be like a very, very intelligent general, like a very like a proper leader and commander. And he's portrayed like a moron in the show because his plans always fuck up, and every single time he acts like it was all a part of his plan. I'm talking from the beginning to the end of the show, to where like you're clearly getting fucked.
Written by a moron. That's the problem.
He's playing some 4D chess, I take it. Yeah.
that is what they want you to believe. Every fucking line he tells you. Oh, he's so clever. He sees 2 steps ahead. He knew he was going to randomly get an entire division of his soldiers killed for no reason. That's all part of the design, don't you see? And then he'll say something to that effect. And then it turns out his grand 4D chess maneuver is he's going to transport a load of zombie stormtroopers through a fucking portal back to the galaxy. Oh my god.
What about the witches? That episode... People don't talk about that enough. The ending, the finale of Ahsoka is like a masterpiece in terms of stupidity. Zombie stormtroopers, crazy fucking like witches and weird sword fights. I like, did Balin even get like a proper climax? I don't even remember.
He ends up standing by the statue of Mortis, I think it is, which means to understand the next season of Ahsoka, I'm going to have to watch at least some of Rebels, I think it is, and I'm not looking forward to that.
But it's like he kept thinking that he was going to be a good character because he almost said something.
Yep.
Like he was going, there's more to the Jedi and Sith, and you're like, would you care to elaborate? And he just never did.
Oh man, what a dick! He's just there to tease you completely. He would say 80% of an interesting comment, and then it would cut, and it would just move on, and then get back, and then he'd say something that's almost interesting and has insight about the Force and all the characters that we love, and then just mystery box in terms of his dialogue. We didn't get anything out of that dude. And he was played by such a good actor as well. And then he died.
Isn't the Hound playing him now?
Yeah.
He is now, yeah.
So the Hound is taking over.
So I can't wait for him to ask nonsensical questions. What is the Force? And just doesn't answer.
I hope he says cunt. Let's just get a call back.
Every time Sabine is on the screen, that's what's going in my video.
Yeah. Terrible, terrible characters. What do you got?
What else do I got?
No, we could talk about how shit Star Wars is.
I was going to say,
you go.
I figured this topic might take over the entire show.
Well, if this is the alternative, it might as well. I don't care about Wicked.
No, it's just the movie of the weekend, so we have to bring it up. Did anyone even see it, though, on this panel?
I haven't seen the first one.
I haven't either.
Oh, what about you, Vex? You alive?
Vex, I know she disappears during Star Wars talk.
Well, yeah, there's so much to discuss, and if you don't have context, I can understand that, right? But the answer is it's bad, very, very bad.
Yeah.
Well, the way it was described to me, they kind of recontextualized the original film so that the wizard is her father, and he kind of roofied her mother with this green juice, and that's what made her green.
The bastard.
That's kind of hilarious.
So that's apparently it. And then apparently in The Wizard of Oz, the Scarecrow was actually the witch's friend the whole time and was a double agent. And after the witch gets melted with some water, the Scarecrow comes back to the melted clothes of the witch. She somehow survives it, and they both wander off happy into the sunset.
Did anyone see the original play?
No.
I did, and I actually enjoyed it. But from what I've heard, the second movie here kind of fast forwards through things and takes itself way too seriously. And I watched Drinker's review on it, and I was inclined to agree about the actual play. Like, it's a little tongue in cheek. It knows it's it knows it's a little silly, so it gets away with more. And this movie takes itself incredibly serious and thinks it's on par with the actual Wizard of Oz. So that probably explains why the ratings for this one are lower. Audiences seem to love it. It got an A cinema score. It's got like a super high rating across the board. But so did Predator Badlands. So I'll be interested to see the drop off next weekend for this one.
Well, it's just the songs. That's all they're there for.
Yeah. It's something like 76% female audience. It's fucking crazy.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So crazy.
Yeah.
And 25% boyfriends who are forced to come.
Yep, dragged along.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Trying to make them happy. Trying to get laid tonight. Like, oh.
Well, maybe that South Park episode was right, and like actually there are subtle blowjob encouragements embedded in all the songs in Wicked, and that's why the boyfriends go. It's because like women will go and see it, and then they will do the blowjob.
Playing the long game.
Yeah.
Literally, the only thing I know I've heard even remotely about Wicked, apparently Chris Stuckman did a 5-minute video on it. 2 minutes of that was a gambling ad, and then he got hit by his own audience for community standards violations. I don't know if it's true, but I hear that's what happened, and now the video is gone.
Really? Are you serious?
Apparently, yeah. I don't know if it's been verified yet, but this is the story that I have heard. He did a video, it went up. It was basically more than a third was an ad for a gambling site, and then the video disappeared because his own audience attacked him.
I'm surprised he can even do 2 minutes. 2 minutes of gambling ad. What does he say? This is ads made by Russians to scam you.
Well, it's not written by him. He could probably just take the script. But in terms of like actually giving you 2 to 5 minutes of proper analysis on the film, I've never seen him do that. Like, I can't. There's people that can go for hours, and Stuckman can't get a couple minutes of proper analysis out. So he's probably broken after like.
It is pretty amazing.
The response to Shelby Oaks. Yeah,
how shallow his reviews are. Yeah.
Oh, they're shocking. I mean, we did it on Saturday for EFEP, and I had to go and watch a bunch because I had to put together the video at the beginning. And like, he did used to have so much fun doing what he was doing, and now it's just his Predator Badlands video is mostly telling you that another horror movie is coming out by a guy he likes, so he's recommending that. And so and the video is really short. It's like, well, this is supposed to be, you're only allowed to talk about good films according to you. You've chosen to do a Predator Badlands movie. Now you're doing an ad for some other low budget horror movie. I wonder if that's got anything to do with the fact you have one of those out at the cinema at the moment, Chris. I don't know. Just call me a cynic, but it seems like he's just trying to fillet everyone around him. And then says absolutely nothing about anything and then signs off. It's great.
I just wish he'd have more respect for his audience and people's time. Like, I just know when I make my videos, every single thing that I'm going over is to make sure I'm like not wasting your time, not being redundant and being efficient. I want it to be as paced as possible. Even if you don't agree with me, I want you to at least enjoy the pacing. That's really important to me.
That is absolutely right, man. Like, it's key to a YouTube video is not wasting people's fucking time.
It's like, you said that already, move on, that type of shit. Versus, because like I do semi long intros, but I never feel like it's redundant. And I compare that to Chris, and it drives me nuts. It's just there's no respect for people's time. It's the amount of times I've seen him just trail off and like discuss what happened on the way to the theater or do any type of nonsense like
that. He doesn't say anything. Even like the Predator Badlands video is funny because it's like his analysis of that movie is essentially the Predator. You know, he has some feelings, then he goes to a place, and then what he does at that place gives him some new feelings, and it's cool. The director's good. I want to see him do more. Okay, goodbye. Now go get Stuckmanized or whatever. I don't care.
Oh my God. See, that's basically all there is in Badlands. He's not wrong, but it's his job to expand on that and at least discuss why this being so empty is a bad thing. Why we can do so much more with the Predator film, what we've done in the past, what we could have done with this character. Like, that's your job, Chris. You can't just like anyone can go and watch the movie and see that it's vapid and empty. But you need to add more. That's the whole point. And like, I watched Platoon, Reaper, and Vex's videos on fucking Predator. Good work, all 3 of you guys. I enjoyed the shit out of all of them, and it was really cool seeing 3 different perspectives on certain scenes, and everyone's gonna have a different take. It wasn't redundant or repetitive or anything like that. It's fun because you're doing your job. With Stuckman, I could watch 17 different reviews. It's gonna be the same crap.
It's the same review. He just says the same thing for every movie because he can't say anything about anything he doesn't like. It's just every single movie is just, the action's really good and fast paced, and director does a great job, and I like this because, you know, anecdote, and then that's it. You can just replace the title of any video and replace it with a different one. It's the same video. It doesn't make a difference. The only slight intrigue I have and almost sympathy, if it is what I think it might be, is that apparently his video was knocked out for community standards violations, which is what got my Predator Badlands video as well. It was a nebulous community standards violation. So like, if his audience basically just mass flagged his video and are now like, that's what's happening on YouTube. People are just abusing reports for community violations. That's shit. And I have some sympathy with that because I didn't do a gambling ad, at least, and my video actually said stuff, but it's he's gone. But it's a shit system, which is easily gameable, and then they won't ever tell you exactly what you did wrong.
Well, is there Go ahead.
I was going to say, I saw the EFAP with you talking about how young Chris Stuckman actually had, like, energy, like, a little bit of life. And
what happened to him?
Yeah, didn't he say
he sold his soul? That's my theory on him.
He said he didn't like him. He realized how hard it was to make a movie, so he doesn't want to criticize people.
That doesn't make sense. If you're a fan of storytelling since you're a kid, like he probably has been, like the rest of us, you know it's fucking difficult. You figure that out really, really, really early for sure. You just watch one behind the scenes and it's over, right? But with Stuckman, for him to say that, that's just proof that he's going into the film industry, so he doesn't want to criticize it. So because he's making connections and he's basically sold his soul. Like there's no
he doesn't want people to criticize him. So it's a bit of a cowardly thing because I don't want people to make fun of me, even though I've been unbelievably cruel to these people.
Yep.
I don't want to be treated the same way, so I'm going to play ball and I'm basically going to bore the audience to death.
And the fact that he thinks people are that stupid, we don't know what that means. Like, if you're not going to review anything, if you don't make a review, that we know it was shit,
right? Yeah, that's
criteria.
So what's the point of not doing a review? We know you don't like the movie.
Yeah, your whole channel is kind of pointless now if you're going to keep this up. So I don't get him.
I think it's more just a virtue signal. It's to go to Hollywood. I'm willing to play ball. I play with balls and play ball. Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes.
There's playing ball, and then there's selling your soul and literally disrespecting your audience, because basically to do that means you think they're stupid. Like, I'm not even a Chris Stuckman fan, and I could tell that's nonsense. So how do his fans feel?
God, he makes terrible stuff.
Imagine Platoon stopped making long videos and he's just making 5-minute videos where half of it's an ad, and the other fucking little portion of it, he's barely actually doing analysis.
Yeah, and he's going, hey, leave Predator Badlands alone. They're doing their best.
Yeah, they tried. Leave them alone. Like, that's just not
I'd like to see you make a movie.
Yeah, Chud.
They always say that, going, okay, give me $300 million and I will.
It's so fucking weird. That I hate that argument.
I can make a better movie than Predator Badlands. Kiss my ass.
I think you guys were talking on EFAP about like comparing it to dinner or whatever. Like, if you go out to dinner and get food, you are able to complain about that meal. You don't have to be a fucking chef to know you didn't like the meal. You paid for it. You can complain about it. The same about a movie. You pay to see the movie. You can complain about the movie.
I don't care how hard the chef tried. That has nothing to me.
Right. That has nothing to do with it.
I get salmonella, I'm going to complain.
Exactly. With certain things, there's going to be certain standards that we expect, especially when it comes to food. I feel like that's where people should be allowed to be the most pickiest. The customer is always right is a phrase that gets overused for some things. Sometimes the customer is a twat, but when it comes to food, like, everyone should have a say, and you don't get to just be like, just because I had it hard or it was tough or this was too challenging, and it's an excuse now that the person's poisoned. You just can't fucking do that. And people don't treat stories the same way. I always I feel like this needs to be pointed out. Like, with pictures, you can just look at them and see that they're crooked. With music, you can hear that it's off or skipping. With storytelling, it's a lot harder to see the flaws unless you understand storytelling and the importance of consistency and characters and everything, right? But like, people just see Deck chopping up a worm and they think that's good. That's it. There's no other criteria that they assess. There's no other assessment criteria for them, and it's really painful to talk to these people.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too is like, you could say, well, the entrant the barrier to entry for a YouTuber is pretty low. Just go buy yourself a microphone and you can give that a shot. I don't have $200 million to go try and make a movie, though. So
exactly,
there's a huge difference here.
Yeah, he got double the budget because he had 1 million, 2 million from Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Then
and then
Neon.
Neon says, "Here, have double."
Yeah.
And he still made a shit movie.
Well, that's the other thing as well, is that you can do I think I said this on the EFAB episode, is that the script is by far the weakest part of Shelby Oaks, and it's also by far the cheapest thing to do. In fact, it's free. All it takes is the time that you spend putting that script together. So if your script falls apart, there's no excuse for that. It's just that was just you. That wasn't a money thing. That wasn't an access thing. It wasn't an experience thing. That was just you being lazy and shit, Chris.
Yep.
And if anybody wants to give me the same amount of money to turn a script into a movie, I'll have a go. But I can't just magic $2.5 million out of my ass. Sadly, I don't have that level of industry access.
Or can we?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Well, because he was the most successful Kickstarter, wasn't he?
It was, yeah, I am.
Even was it Drinker? Was the crowdfund like 200,000, 300,000?
I can't remember how much he raised in the end, but yeah, I know Chapman's was 1.5, obviously before fees and things. But that was partly because it was a pretty successful marketing strategy. He just nicked the idea from the Blair Witch Project, did a load of those found footage shorts on YouTube. Loads of them got like 1 million views each. So then that was good marketing. He did that bit really well. And it got loads of interest in the Kickstarter, and then the Kickstarter did really well as well. And then it got picked up by like the studio itself, and then Flanagan gets involved, and a bunch of professional people get involved, and they all tell him like, this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it. And then there's basically the only evidence of that is that the movie doesn't look terrible all of the time, but the script still is.
Well, what was the other YouTubers who did that? Was it Talk to Me?
Yes.
They were like,
yeah, I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah, but they at least went out, did a good script, and actually made a film people liked.
Yeah.
Yep. I really like Talk to Me.
The concept for Lights Out, that was a YouTuber as well. Like it comes down to the idea at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but like that's the thing as well. The YouTubers, they didn't have as much money, but they worked on the script. They made sure they had a good idea and they knew how to execute it in a way that people liked. Chris Stuckman, it just made shit. That's all he did.
Yeah, I haven't even seen Shelby Oaks. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it soon. But it's something like Weapons. When we think back at Weapons, it's just the construction of the script that makes us fondly enjoy that movie or think back on it. It wasn't these crazy special effects or battle scenes or jump scares or anything. It's just a very clever script, really cool approach to a story. And where's that in Hollywood most of the time? You know what I mean? Like something like Weapons shouldn't be such a rare occurrence of actually getting a script that like feels unique, something I haven't seen in a while. But most of the things are just basic bitch. Yeah.
Do you think he like struggles to look at himself in the mirror? He just goes, "You piece of shit." Just do you think he looks he looks at himself in the mirror and goes, "Why are you alive, you piece of shit?"
No, because he doesn't review things he hates.
Do you think he has? Do you think he has no reflection?
Vampire.
Or his soul is trapped in the mirror, which is actually a better movie, like horror premise than Shelby Oaks was. He looks in the mirror, and that's where real Stuckman is. He's trapped there, and he's like panicking and screaming. And then the Stuckman we get, the pod person Stuckman, is just coldly looking back at him.
Is it like Dorian Gray? He's like the painting.
He used to have a reflection, but then he sold his soul to the devil for this bullshit here that he's doing. He doesn't actually criticize media anymore. So now he can't see anything. He's just trapped.
Well, it made money, Shelby Oaks. I wonder if we're going to get a Shelby Oaks 2 or he will do something new.
I think it did break even. It made 5.5 million.
Has he responded to the critics of it, or has he actually like spoken about it publicly? I actually haven't heard anything followed up.
He's spoken about it publicly, but I don't think he's spoken about any response to it. He's done like a few making of kind of behind the scenes kind of videos and things like that, and talked about some of the process of making it. I haven't seen him respond to critics. And yeah, I mean, it did make 5.5 million, but then obviously the qualifier there is that the studio only paid for half of it. I don't think just about making its budget back will convince the studio to pay for the whole thing next time. And also, when you compare it to other similarly low budget things, and we went through a list of them at the end of the EFAB episode, this kind of horror thing to really kick off, it's really cheap to make. It's a very low stakes gamble, but the potential rewards for this can be huge. If you look at the number of really low budget ones that go on to make $100 million, there's quite a lot of them are horror movies. This one has not done that. The most it'll do for him, I think, is that it shows that he's able to deliver stuff on time within budget, and he can put shots together reasonably well. So he might get another directorial opportunity, where he just directs something that somebody else has written, and that would maybe be the better outcome.
So he's earned enough to get a chance, but it's no Blair Witch or Paranormal Activity or anything that's going to be massively profitable.
Yeah, I don't think we see another Shelby Oaks. I think we might see more of Stockman, but we won't see another Shelby Oaks movie.
Well, do you think Mike Flanagan will take him on as like an episode director for like one of the shows?
Maybe.
And it's like a Ghost, where he gets his hand over the camera and he puts his hand on his hand. He goes, "This is how you steer it."
that might be what he needs, man. Like having a connection like Flanagan is amazing. I hope he does something with it, because I don't know. At the end of the day, he's still a YouTuber. He's still representing us. So I hope he gets his shit together, and if he gets another opportunity,
as long as he doesn't write, if he just directs, fine.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hearing. Like his directing is okay, but stay away from the script.
Directing was art.
But as I think we said before, is it just other people going, "This is what you should do," and he goes, "Okay"?
That's what it felt like when I was watching the film. There's like near the end of the movie, there's a huge scene that takes place in a cabin, and it does not feel like he directed that, because it feels completely different from the rest of the film. It felt like more budget went there. It felt like someone else literally was behind the camera directing that scene, because the acting improved as well from the same people that were in the rest of the movie. Same cast, same everything, but it was better all around.
For that to happen in the middle of a movie, it just means they're getting a different type of direction, because you can get good acting out of certain people.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I don't think he knows how to direct actors, and someone knew how to direct actors in that scene.
But how would Chris Stuckman tell you to emote? He goes, "Look what I'm doing," and he's got a blank face. He's going, "That what?"
Honestly, that you're saying that like half jokingly, but that might just be it. He just doesn't seem like someone. Can you think back to school? There's some instructors that can really be enthusiastic and get an entire crowd of kids warmed up, and there's some people like Stuckman that are just dry as fuck. Like, okay, kids, like imagine he was your teacher. Like he's not going to be the type of person who's going to get a good performance out of somebody. So I don't know. Definitely someone tagged in by what I'm hearing here.
It would be funny if he was like a tyrant. He goes, "Listen, I'll help you cry," and he maces you.
He's like a shitty version of who directed The Shining there? It was Stanley Kubrick. Yeah. Like a shitty version of him.
He's got the same personality but no talent.
Yeah.
Well, they were willing to actually take risks back then and they'd get in trouble for half those things nowadays. Like I think it's in The Exorcist. During one of the scenes, the girl gets knocked down like really, really violently, and I think she injures herself to some degree, but
she broke her back.
Yeah, something like there's so many stories of just like bad bumps, but then you get the footage and it's fantastic. Even Kevin Nash in Punisher, didn't he actually get stabbed in that scene?
Yes, yeah. He talked about that recently. Yeah.
Aragorn's famous toe makes the scream so much more epic. Which
he lost a tooth in Helm's Deep. He got punched in the face and his tooth got chipped.
He almost died in the Two Towers by falling off of the cliff and like drowning and shit. Like Eric Vigo is such an animal. Huh?
Badass.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's like one of many like little clips. But Legolas broke a rib. Sam there's footage of Sam walking through the water and stepping through glass right through his foot.
Oh yeah.
They used to suffer. They used to suffer for those movies and then now it's like you have all these health and safety shit.
A broken
and it's
nail. I'm suing.
You see, like in Asia, they go, "Who wants to be kicked through a glass window?" And everyone puts the hand up.
Everything's in front of a green screen though. Today is the bigger difference. So
we have consent coordinators for every scene. People are topless on. Like you have so much health and safety shit nowadays. Like how much money does that waste?
The brothel scenes in House of the Dragon, I was wondering, like, how do you get away with this shit? Like, this is like full frontal. Like, remember the one where they zoom in right on the dude getting a blowjob and shit? Like when Rhaenyra and Daemon first go into the brothel. Like, there's some shit that they get away with that's fucking crazy. I don't know what
what does Butters say on South Park? He goes, "Why is it they always have floppy penises even after they just done humping a lady?" You just can't put an erect penis on TV. It has to be
exactly
floppy.
My point, because that's one of the only times I could think of where they actually show a boner on screen. Yeah.
We had a couple more topics here. Netflix has told Warner Brothers they will still release their movies in theaters if they acquire the studio, which it seems like they might. Paramount is also competing.
But hopefully they don't do the Superman thing of releasing it a month later. Because why would you pay? It'd be out in a month.
Why would you go to the theater?
Sorry, you said Netflix is likely to acquire them. Like, what are the details that, like, why are they more likely than Paramount or Apple?
They've put in like 5 bids and they keep upping the ante.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
Saudi Arabia also wants to do it, but people are literally saying it'll be Superman going Allahu Akbar and blowing up the Pentagon. So
I think Saudi's going in with Paramount to acquire them. Like they're adding in money themselves, but they'll only own a percentage because I think Paramount's like 80% is Paramount, and they're Saudi's tossing in like $5 billion or something like that.
Who would you prefer, Netflix or Paramount?
Probably Netflix. I don't want Saudi to own WB. What the fuck? The fuck, man?
But say they're like they go, right, we don't want like woke shit in it. We know how to make money. We're just interested in making money. Whereas Netflix is a meme of you see a show about polar bears and they're all black.
Yeah, you see it's all salt and it's black. And they can just fucking just race swap anything. And it's become such a meme that the casual audience knows about it now. I think they need to lose that if they're gonna ever go
They
forward.
do. Like, that's the odd thing about Netflix is they're a meme for super woke shit, but they also will do like the Tom Brady roast, you know, where that was the 180 complete opposite of what you would consider.
Well, they told them not to do that, and the comedians went, "Fuck you! I'm going to do what I want."
Yeah.
So they all agreed, and then when he got on stage, they did what they wanted to do.
It's fucking awesome.
The woke thing isn't even the bigger problem with Netflix. It's just that Netflix wants to churn out content, and they churn out content based on what the majority of their users are watching. So if majority of their users are watching like those shitty rom-com like Lifetime-esque movies, then they're just going to keep churning those out because that's what they just want you to keep watching no matter what it is. So I would argue like quality is a bigger problem, whereas Paramount, as much as they've had like shit like fucking the Halo show, they've got a lot of good going on right now with like Landman, for example, Mobland. All the Taylor Sheridan stuff was on there for a little while. So like I would say in terms of storytelling, they're on a little bit better of like a quality instead of quantity output.
Yeah, the point you made about Netflix is spot on because the fact that they're just spamming out content, that's part of the reason it's a coin flip. You get great shows on Netflix. You also get woke bullshit. You never know what it's going to be.
It's not even like the woke problem. It's just because they're so they're bent on just feeding you content to keep you on the app because the screen time matters to them. Yeah. So the woke isn't the problem. Yeah.
It's like the woke is the problem. It's a result of that. The fact that they're just spamming shit out, so they don't know the difference, and it's like they have to find out afterwards. So like we get great shows on Netflix, and then you also get garbage because they can't tell the difference. It's just content. They need to just
and like the great stuff on Netflix is really far and few in between. Like most of the quote unquote good stuff I see on Netflix now, it's like once. It's not even a season. Like if it's a movie, it's like once every few months kind of deal. You have to sift through so much like even their documentaries have gone just straight downhill because they just sell a bias. They have AI content all across it too, so they can like Photoshop things to match with the narrative and stuff. Like I don't know, Netflix. I wouldn't trust Netflix just because their quality isn't there.
HBO is like the best at making TV shows. Do you think the quality will massively dip if they join Netflix?
Probably, yeah.
Because like, when you see when you see House of the Dragon, the production value is like insane,
fucking phenomenal.
But then when you see like Rings of Power or like Witcher or something like that, Witcher had ball sack armor for the first season.
They couldn't even get a fucking wig right in The Witcher.
I'm so glad you guys brought that up because there were several fantasy shows released within like the last 5 years that you can directly compare, and the armor and the detail in the dragons and the performances overall, the quality in House of the Dragon, it just trumps them. You look at their armor, it looks like a joke. It looks like Walmart. versus Hot D that looks like some of the best use of CGI because they understand how to hide it in darkness a lot of the times, like in the cave, like the Vermithorpe scenes and whatnot. But yeah, it stands out. You can really tell the difference. It just looks like cheap in the Rings of Power.
Yeah, so hopefully if whoever buys it keeps the HBO department and all the technical specialists intact, but they could just come in and go, we're gonna change all of this and just ruin it. And then you have like that fucking was it Willow, where everything looked like shit, and the all drunk monster come at the end of the show. I remember that. Demon jizz.
Good lord.
God.
That was real as well. The drunk demon spunk.
Fucking God, man.
Oh.
God. Well, in more film news, last week, Christie, which I actually saw and enjoyed, it stars Sydney Sweeney. Well, it had the worst second weekend drop for a wide release of all time. It dropped 92%.
Damn.
It's so catastrophic that like no one probably even knows about the movie in the fucking chat, but I just had to bring it up because that's insane. A 92% drop is unheard of.
Aside from making Sydney Sweeney like look abysmal and also the lack of complete marketing, what probably caused this movie to fail? Because this is coming out really close to The Smashing Machine.
Well, it opened it opened in less than 2,000 theaters, and because of the small opening, which you can attribute to the marketing, they dropped it to only like 800 theaters the second weekend.
Geez. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there we go.
Right. So it lost like more than 2/3 of its screens. So that is going to seriously harm you.
Yeah.
So it's just like compounding things. But still, a 92% drop is just fucking insane. Insane. And the movie's pretty damn good. So it's not the quality of the film. It's just a bunch of compounding factors here. Lack of advertising for it. Like no one even knew about this movie.
Yeah.
And this isn't what people want out of Sydney Sweeney. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not. It's really not.
And
she wanted to show her acting chops, and she is quite good in the movie. But
no, that's what I mean. I'm sure she's proud of it because of that. But in terms of financial success, this is where we are, right? And biopics are tricky because then it's people aren't going to have interest in a biopic if they have no idea who the person is. So you're limiting your audience in that way. And then the biggest factor is like fight movies are difficult, man. Like fight fans don't like myself doesn't generally appeal to us. And then again, with the casual audience, you're only getting people who are familiar with Christie or who just want to support Sweeney. So it's just that's how you get a tiny audience, and you end up with a 92% drop. So
this makes Smashing Machine look like a huge hit.
Wow.
And that was a bomb of all bombs too. That cost $50 million and only opened to like 6.
Damn.
Is this an Oscar bait movie at all?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this would have done quite well if it was directly to streaming?
Probably. It would have done better anyway.
Yeah, because some dog shit movies do well because there's nothing out that week and everyone kind of watches it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened with Prey?
That's a good question.
Yeah, wasn't that like straight to streaming or something? So it was successful.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was on Hulu because there was nothing else. So
yeah, my specific memory of Prey was that there's nothing else to watch right now.
Well,
I don't remember in all honesty. Yeah,
Echo was put in January to die, but there was nothing else in January, so we all watched Echo.
Not
Echo.
me.
Oh my God, Echo. Echo was so much fun, man. So stupid.
Madam Web that flopped at the. Madam Web flopped at the theater, but every time they re-release it on Netflix since it's come out, it's always in the top 10.
It's hilarious.
It's a really enjoyable film. Yeah, it helps.
A meme. Yeah.
I feel like it's one of the films that could have gotten across the casual audience in terms of accepting the meme, not just assholes like us.
I can't believe Madam Web, even though it was a bomb, still made $100 million worldwide.
Good.
Amazing.
That's shocking.
Good. Should have made $1 billion. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's right. A more $1 billion.
Yeah.
I hope there's a sequel. I hope it's like Morbius when it gets memed back into existence.
Yes.
I want more Madam Web. I want more Ironheart.
I want more Morbius.
I'm not sure about Alien Earth. I might have a heart attack. But Wendy, like, man, she makes for a good video. She's a fucking moron.
You know, it'd be strange.
More Galadriel.
It'd be strange if we move on from the woke era and we're like, oh, remember how good it was when we had Ironheart and Shield?
Oh fuck!
Oh, jeez, yeah, man, they made our job so much easier. Like, you'll be like 20 minutes into the episode, it's like, oh my god, I got like 3 videos worth of shit just from this fucking one scene. It's just
Allspare got a fucking second season.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I still need to fucking get season 1.
I watched the first episode. What horrible, horrible people!
I told you, man. Oh my god, that fucking show.
The first one, I never got to it. I'm
watching episode 6 tomorrow with bated breath.
No spoilers. I'm actually gonna watch it soon, maybe even tonight.
She goes to that woman's apartment and she's like, she's cheated on me, and like she just wants all his shit. She's horrible. The lawyers are horrible. Everyone is a monster in the show.
They're absolute creatures. Every single person in that show, like the lawyers, they all side with these horrible human beings. Like, and it's unfathomable to even consider any other perspective other than the awful person who like cheated on their husband and is now just like graping them for all of their money. Like, they cheated on them and they want $100 million.
I'm sorry, what?
Also, yeah, like that's all. You missed the conversation on After Dark last week, but
okay.
That's the show is about an all-female divorce lawyer firm that's headed by Kim Kardashian, and Kim Kardashian's character's name is Allura, because of course it is. And she's surrounded by a bunch of fugly old bitches so that she looks hotter than she actually is because she's hit a wall. And they represent all of these horrific human beings that are suing their husbands in the divorce, or like they're trying to just fleece their husbands for like everything they're worth. And usually the woman has cheated on the man.
Mm-hmm.
And they are right. And they are fleecing the husband for money. And the lawyers are like, you absolutely deserve this, girl. Aren't men just trash?
But we're kind of underselling how awful and horrible they are. Like, it's kind of cucking your dying husband on his deathbed level horrible. And that's one of the nicer things the characters do. It's not even the worst one, because she only sort of cucked him on his deathbed. But the rest of them are, they are actually evil. It's like, oh yeah, I slept with some random waiter at a fish restaurant because you don't look at me the way I want you to look at me anymore. By the way, I'm also taking $200 million of your jewels. Okay.
What?
Yes.
Well,
and he bought those jewels for her because he might have fucked up. Like, and she just looks at them like this. She's like, this one's because I missed your MRI appointment. Like, bitch, you're not fucking 10. You don't need someone to go with you to a doctor's appointment. And he still bought you like $1 million piece of jewelry to say sorry because he's busy making all the money you're going to fleece him for after you fucking cheat on him, you bitch.
And the lawyer is like horrible because she locks herself in the room so that she can steal the jewelry. But then the lawyer comes up and says, if you don't let me in, I'm going to say you're kidnapping her, even though she's the one who's refusing to leave.
Right. Before she walks into the house, there's a bodyguard, and she threatens to blackmail the bodyguard for sexual assault if he doesn't let her in.
Huh?
She's so evil. Oh, they're so
what you're telling me is this is actually an accurate representation of women finally on screen.
Multi-millionaire women written by gay men. Yes.
Yes.
Because that's who writes this show. There's in a show about female empowerment, I think there are a total of 7 writers, and only 2 of them are women. No, 8 writers, 2 of them are women. 3 or 4 of them are gay men, and it's just like it's everyone's worst idea of what high-powered luxury ultra-feminism is, and it's just that, but portrayed without any kind of apology whatsoever, which makes it really glorious to see. And I think there's a reason it is now Hulu's most watched thing, and they've commissioned a season 2.
Dang.
even though people are hate watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the women are all like worm tongue because she goes, "Oh, I stay behind. I stay behind," and all the lawyers are going, "No, he imprisoned you. You gave up the best years of your life." Like they keep trying to make their clients even worse.
In the latest episode that you guys haven't even gotten to yet, that episode's client, her husband has Alzheimer's, and she is upset that her daughter won't let the mom divorce and fleece him so she can run away and travel the world.
Holy shit.
I fucking kid you not. That is the entire point of the episode. And of course, all the lawyers are like, "Oh, girl, you gave decades to that marriage. You absolutely deserve all this." We'll try and gaslight the daughter into agreeing with. She'll see your point of view. Don't worry.
It'd be funny if it ended with her trying to get her daughter to pull the plug, go and kill your father.
How many episodes is season 1 supposed to be?
10.
And is it doing it week by week, or did it all drop at once?
It is weekly, so I gather episode 6 is just released, right?
I'm writing reviews on it. I have to pay attention
yeah,
to this shit.
I have decided I might also be doing that, but I am not quite up to episode 5 yet.
You know what? You've given me an idea, so I might have to watch it now as well.
Oh, you should. It's so fucking funny. It's like it is the worst people you could ever imagine creating the worst people you could ever imagine.
Yeah, like I'm only on episode one, and as the way you describe it, I can't believe it gets worse.
Oh,
it gets
so much.
worse.
Like, episode 1 is so tame. Yeah, 1 is tame compared to some of the shit they get going on. Is episode 1, because there's 2 cases in episode 1. That's Diamond Thief, and is it also the one who the one who she was picked up as a trophy wife by a billionaire who then gave her this really, really luxurious lifestyle? But he wanted to like mix things up in the bedroom, so he brought in a maid essentially, and then his wife decided she was a lesbian now, so she wants to leave him to go and be with her lesbian lover, and she wants the lawyers to find some justification for her also breaking the the prenup agreement they had. And they can't find any because he's done nothing wrong. So they do discover that he once used the dominatrix, and then they blackmail him in front of his own lawyer into signing a piece of paper freeing her from the prenup so she could go and clam slam his fucking lesbian woman.
Yeah, they just completely blackmail him with humility, or like a humiliation, if he doesn't actually just sign it over. So they don't ever use the law in this show to get their way. They just use fucking blackmail constantly.
Well, that must be how the ultra rich work. Just constantly like blackmailing.
Well,
and taking
what it shows you is that no one who knows anything about the law is writing a show about lawyers. It's like She-Hulk all over again. It's fascinating to watch. How long is your video going to be, Platoon?
I'm trying to keep it to an hour for the first 5 episodes. That's my ambition.
Okay.
But I did sort of unload a little bit in the introduction, so it's very unlikely that it will actually come in at that.
Gotcha.
I just figured people needed to understand. Like, you can't really understand anything subsequently in the video if you don't have my expert guidance taking you through the modern literature on women. So, we have to get that out of the way first.
Understood.
Wow.
Yep. That's that show. And it continues tomorrow. I will be watching episode 6.
It's like each episode is worse than the last, which is just shocking.
It's absolutely true. Each episode, like, I think I'm just going to title the video, "This Crap Keeps Getting Worse."
Yep.
Because it does.
It's like a stage of cancer. Each one is more aggressive and nasty than the last.
Vex. So Kim Kardashian's husband asks her for a divorce. There's a lot there that's horrific in and of itself that she does. But the worst thing she does is that they made embryos together prior to the asking of the divorce. So they were going to do IVF.
Okay.
She finds out that he is now having sex with a trans person. So she gets very upset about this and forges his name on the paperwork and goes and has the embryo implanted in her.
Huh?
Yeah.
He's also got her receptionist pregnant as well. So, like, I guess there's a bit of
Oh my
going
God.
on there.
In the latest episode, that woman tells him that she's pregnant. He offers her the world. He's like, any kind of support you need. Do you need emotional, spiritual? Do you need money? And she goes, I'm just going to do this myself. I just thought you should know.
Which we've already had like a worse form of, because one of the main lawyer characters, the fat black one, whose name is Emerald Green, she has three sperm donor babies because she wants to prove she don't need no man. So she brings up 3 very well-adjusted young men herself, with no dad in their life because fuck men. But also I have 3 of them, and yeah, she's wonderful. They're all wonderful.
I really don't think you guys are like this really is women this is why I have like one female friend. I kind of need to watch this now.
Dude, what's even crazier is like she's raising these 3 boys to feel like dads are completely unimportant. So all they're going to do is live up to the black stereotype if they get someone pregnant and not be a father.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal, but it's very real because it's really happening in the show.
It's
there's a lot of girls
you're
that
missing
actually
out if
conduct
you're not
themselves
watching
that
it.
way. It sounds like you guys described like 6 seasons of television. Yeah, it's just a couple episodes in from what I'm hearing.
5 episodes deep, baby.
5, yeah.
That's nuts.
Because there's more. It's almost got a higher miss percentage than Velma at this point. It is kind of this year's Velma. It's so well conceived.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yep.
Okay.
There's nothing better than when feminists write a show because they just spag out and just reveal how insane they are.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Then I guess they would describe themselves as feminists, but they are. The majority of the writers are gay guys.
They're male feminists, though. He's right.
I guess they would be male feminists. I think that they're also doing a little bit of like erotic target identity inversion stuff. What they're doing is that they're writing what they think they would be as women, which is just vacuous, horrible sex objects, and it's kind of getting them off. That's my read of their writing mentality. And they're horrible people too. So one of the writers back in, I don't know when it was, 2019. No, because it was just before Jussie Smollett did his version of it. He went to a police station and he had like his face all cut up. And he said, yeah, I was subjected to a homophobic attack outside a nightclub. And so, oh my goodness, so there's a hate crime that's happened. Then it turned out that wasn't true. He tried to do a backflip and landed on his face and then blamed non-existent homophobic hate crimes.
Crazy.
And then he got promoted and now works in Hollywood. How does this happen?
I didn't know that part. It's true?
Yep.
He got promoted after that?
Well, he's writing this show.
Okay, I didn't even... Yeah,
That's amazing.
That is pretty crazy.
Jesus.
I'm thoroughly intrigued. Maybe this might be the best thing that I'll watch all year if all of this is true.
Yeah, I've just watched the first episode. It's worth it. If it gets worse than this, I am all for it.
It is for sure one of the worst television shows of all time. It's absolutely the worst of the year.
It's the most watched show on Hulu.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Yeah, there's something, it's almost Madam Web level in a way, like obviously not in the same, but the amount of what the fuck are they going to do next? I have to see it.
Is it just a meme of Kim Kardashian? Like, why is it so popular?
It must be because of her, I would imagine.
Well, she's a lawyer in a show, and she recently admitted that she failed the bar again. And she failed it again because she used Chat GPT to help her study.
Yeah, she blamed Chat for her failure. She said it was lying to her.
Right. So
that's fucking humiliating.
I think this is like her 3rd or 4th time trying to write the bar. Yeah, there we go. So she's I think there's some irony there because I think Keeping Up with the Kardashians still kills it in terms of viewership, doesn't it?
It might do. I don't know.
Okay.
You're asking us like we watched that stupid show?
Sorry. I mean, you're watching this, so.
Right. I don't know. We had I always pick like 20 topics and we get through 5. We got one more topic to pick from. Was there anything in there that you guys thought was the most interesting?
Well, the Toy Story one you can kind of do.
Yeah. All right.
Because it looks like, again, they have to explain how does Woody get back to Buzz? Because if anyone hasn't seen number 4, he fucks off. He abandons his friends to go off with Bo Peep, who has become a cunt.
Okay,
And that's Toy
spoiler
Story
alert.
4.
I guess I still haven't seen it, so
I
Oh,
haven't
you
seen the
really-
4th either, but I'll forget, so it's fine.
Well, it's an awful, awful movie. Everyone hates it.
Why don't they just order toys from Temu, and that's the crux of the story here.
Well, it sounds like they're kind of redoing number 1 because number 1 was about technology because you had the outdated cowboy Woody being replaced by the advanced Space Ranger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then, like, it seems to incorporate elements of number 2 because I think there was another slide you had with there's like 10 buzzers running around with the lasers. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I will say the animation looks spectacular. Holy shit.
Do we have a teaser out for this yet, or?
There was
No.
a trailer where they all just smiled because they didn't even have any of the voice actors' lines.
Oh shit!
That's about
So they
it.
had the film to come out in 2 years and nothing recorded or written.
Ooh.
But yeah, it just looks like they're going to take number 1, 1 and 2, mash them together, and it's going to be terrible.
Another crappy modern remake. Just leave it alone.
Will it make $1 billion though?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
How much did 4
How
make?
did? Yeah,
I
how'd
think
4
that
do?
made $1 billion as well. I think 3 and 4 both made $1 billion apiece.
That was such a shit movie. Yeah, 1 billion exactly.
Yeah.
What's the budget looking like for this so far?
Toy Story 4 was 200 million, so probably something close to that.
Why are this? It's an animated film. Why is it so hot?
CGI,
out-
man, it's expensive.
Comes out in 6 months, June 19th, 26.
Damn. Yeah, we are going to be eating good next year, aren't we?
Yeah.
All kinds.
One
hope
way
so.
to look at
This
it,
year's
I
been
guess.
so fucking empty. It's been horrible. I did a
Nothing.
review of Tron.
The beginning of this year started out on fire. We had
the
Snow
middle.
White in Brave New World.
Oh yeah. The beginning of the year and in the middle with like the streak in the summer, but then in between that, it's just dead spots.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
we
had
got-
Superman, Fantastic Four.
The Superman talk feels
We
like
had
it lasted for
Ironheart.
2 years. Like seriously, it's crazy.
Wasn't this
We had-
October the lowest October for like 27 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Since the 90s.
And doesn't Captain America 4 feel like it was like 2 years ago?
A
Yeah,
little bit, yeah. We had 28 Years Later, Part 1 this year too. That happened.
Oh,
What a
yeah.
terrific movie.
I did not like it.
And
No, I
then we
don't-
got the sequel in January.
Yep.
Well, I think it's important to refer to that movie as 3 fucking films in one. And I enjoyed film 1, the father and son story. But then when
Yeah,
they-
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree with that take.
when they shat the bed and like had them go on their own mission with the fucking hilarious mom and the son has no idea what he's doing, and the dad just gets kicked out of the story. That's when they lost me. It was just I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
And then the ending, which was just
Then the ending.
atrocious.
Fuck.
They're like ninjas. They were doing somersaults and everything.
Power Rangers fighting the putties, dude.
I still have to watch Frankenstein. I still haven't watched it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good at least. Yeah, you'll
Okay.
like that. That's pretty damn right. It's right on. Yeah.
It's funny, Cynic, when you were the first to see it, and when we asked you, your answer was like spot on in terms of you don't want to reveal anything, but you don't want to also like shit on at the same time too. So like just saying, yeah, it's good. That kind of summarizes everything because there's so many. It just depends on which interpretation you're looking for out of this.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
It really depends on like, how you want to frame it.
Yeah, there's a lot to discuss.
Then I
Is
feel like I
it-
should
is it a
reread the
great
book
adaptation?
first.
I don't know.
What is
It
I-
changes a lot of things.
Yeah,
Like, I know
okay.
that people say it's loyal, but it also changed some things that were pretty significant.
Because I
Well, the
kind of
old-
want to reread the book before, because it was a pretty short book, so I could knock it out in a day, anyways. But
Yeah.
I remember liking it when I read it. So
Well, it'd be interesting discussing this and Nosferatu because I feel like I kind of want to rewatch Nosferatu after this and see which one is the better modern
Mm.
adaptation. That's definitely
Yeah.
one of the ones I want to do.
I liked Nosferatu quite a bit.
I
need
really
to
liked
rewatch
it too.
I need to rewatch. I know you're really fond of that movie, And that's kind of why I'm curious like what you think about Frankenstein, and just like it'd be an interesting discussion, those two together.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I get around to it, you guys will know.
Fair enough. We do have some super chats to get to though. If you guys,
one thing on the slides too.
Yeah, sure.
The what's it called? Where the hell is it? I think the Daredevil one that we could probably do really, really quick.
Oh,
I
sure.
saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah. What? How is this even gonna? So John Bernthal's not coming back as Punisher in Born Again Season 2. Did they not watch Born Again Season 1? He seems like he might be kind of important to Season 2.
Do you think he'll die in the Spider-Man movie?
But as of Season 1, he's just escaped from Kingpin's prison. So he could. Yeah, he is out, I guess.
It'd be funny if he dies comically, like he gets run over by a tank. He's going, you know, like Austin Powers with the steamroller. He's going, stop, and he just gets crushed.
Oh, don't do that to him. What a waste, man. These two have just been the potential that they had after those first 3 seasons, and Disney just does what Disney does with everything. Waste them completely.
I don't think it'd be John Bernthal's decision, because he's showing up in Spider-Man, so he's fine to play the character whenever. I think it probably is like a studio decision to like, you can't use him in Season 2 either because we're killing him, or we plan to do something else with him. Because he seems to be saying yeah to everything with the Punisher.
I didn't watch Daredevil Born Again. It just didn't catch my interest, so.
Yeah, you probably saved yourself a lot of tedium. It was not very good.
Oh, so Vex, you didn't get to see the fiddle faddle scene? The dude fucking arguing because he's black and broke, he should be able to rob things and just take whatever he wants.
From like one of I can't remember if it was the first or second episode. I remember I was on a stream and someone showed me a clip of it, and I was just like, based on that clip, I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about this. I don't want to watch this all. It doesn't look like Dare. It was a bar fight scene, but you couldn't see jack shit because
that was the intro. I made a video on that exact scene.
There we go.
I didn't even bother with a scene comparison. I'm just like, fuck this scene. I'm just talking about this one. I didn't even need to compare it to anything. And I just like, you fucked everything. You basically made him break his no-kill rule, kill his best friend, and kick Karen out of the show, and replace 2 of them with 2 black characters, because we need that for diversity, and just ruin everything that made the originals interesting, from the portrayal of the character to the portrayal of the fight scenes. Like, it was they had CGI smoke. They had a CGI grenade being tossed into your face, where what people loved about Daredevil was the effort that was put into the choreography and the practical scenes. And it was the opposite, the complete opposite. So they had everything in the first 15 minutes.
They had to CGI in a grenade throw?
There was like CGI smoke. I'm pretty sure there was like a CGI grenade that went into the play. Matt's powers.
There's so much point in the CGI. There's CGI pigeons in that show.
Yeah, Matt. There's a scene in Daredevil where someone's walking down the stairs trying to get away from Matt, and he's holding the fire extinguisher and listening to try to time the drop, and he drops it and perfectly times it and knocks the guy out. That is establishing how on point his powers are. You can hear your heartbeat, and you can track and make decisions based on that. But in that fight scene, he can't hear the heartbeat of the people in the very next room. And he like kicks through the door. He lets people get killed. They turn his powers on and off, and they just completely fuck him over. I don't know how people defend that show. It was done within the first 15 minutes.
As bad as that was, they did worse by Kingpin. I mean, sticking Kingpin in marriage counseling, where he has to listen to how he was fucked by an artist, with, like a long, like very, very detailed explanation of how good his hands were. It's like, this is not the best use for this character. I don't think you know what you're doing.
Basically, what Jada did to Will, like cucking him on TV, we're like, oh, how did it feel? Like getting interviewed about to get fucked. That's what they did to Kingpin. It's so bad.
Like Vanessa said, I'm running the drug business better than you ever did. And she's some fucking art director. She was a museum fucking host.
Kingpin was a legend. He knew exactly what he was doing, and they made him a goober to make her the fucking boss.
And it was also in episode 1. It should have been an entire season, because he's a criminal. He's killed people. He's like known to the city as a bad guy. In one episode, somehow he becomes mayor.
Yeah, there is no way in that universe he could run for mayor with the history he has, but they have to ignore it because they want to make the Trump comparison, pretty much. Like, that's all they care about.
Yeah, like, what does he do? He gets out, there's like a hole in the ground, and he goes, we should fix this hole, and everyone's like, woo, and that's it. and that gives him popular support.
We need to fix this hole. We can't just be leaving holes in the city. Vote for me. Like that's pretty much all it was. Like what? It's I don't know. They fucking someone's saying in the chat, Fringy's Kingpin's impressions are fucking hilarious. I don't know what it is. I think it's the particular hatred he has for what they did to that character. It just makes his impressions even sharper with him. But like the idea of making Kingpin become just a complete loser and he can't even run his own business and like can't even please his own woman. That is not what that's not the boss that they portrayed in the first season, where people were afraid to even say his name. But that's what Disney can do. It can turn Kingpin into a cuck, turn the Rancor into a depressed fucking coward, turn Predators into a princess. Like they're incredible, man.
Well, because it was Hawkeye where he got shot in the face by Echo. Then in Echo, he got mind raped by Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Then in this one, he got cooked by some guy. There was three shows of him getting his life slowly destroyed by other people.
Echo ends with like Kingpin and his men having her and her grandma all trapped, but then they get the spirit powers of their ancestor, and her and her grandma beat up a bunch of henchmen, and then just take the Kingpin and grab his head and say, "Stop being an asshole, okay? Like just stop."
Well, he's supposed to
just
be like
go into his
removing
head
the
and rape his
trauma
trauma.
from his head,
Yeah.
right? But then
go
in
into his
theory,
head.
that should stop him being an evil dick. But then obviously that's unworkable, so they just forget that happened.
Yeah. They just pretend that never happened and they move on to the next show because it makes no sense.
So
He was in a coma.
Question for those that haven't watched this. So was the Punisher like a big deal in the first season, or like in Daredevil Born Again? Sorry. In Daredevil Born Again. Okay.
Reasonably big, right? I mean, so there were some signs that he was added pretty late on because there were so many changes to the writing staff, and then they had to redo a whole bunch of stuff because nobody involved wanted it. But he becomes way more significant. That there's one scene which doesn't really belong in the show, but at least they get to have a good conversation. But he becomes more important toward the end because how do you even explain this? So Kingpin has found an old piece of paper in which it basically says, yeah, this whole port here, we forgot to make that part of the state of New York. So technically, it's unincorporated territory. So he's now making his own country there. He's declared martial law in the city because he's taking control of the police. And Daredevil and Punisher and what's her name, Karen, they all go from like running away from Kingpin to go and try and take down him and in his own new country that he's building. And then Punisher sort of decides he's going to walk out into the middle of the street for no particular reason and get himself captured. He's chucked in prison, and then some idiot guard at the end of the show comes up and he's like, "Oh, you're from Queens or the Bronx, or wherever the fuck it is. So am I. Isn't this nice? We have something in common." And he's like, "Yep," and then he kills him and then he escapes. So the implication was that he was going to be playing quite a big role in whatever happened next, but I guess not anymore.
And it never made sense. Like, the cops all had, like, Punisher tattoos, and yet the Punisher keeps killing them, and yet they seem to like the Punisher. It never made any sense.
The cops had Punisher tattoos? What?
Yeah, they had, like, skull tattoos on them, and, like, so Matt thinks the Punisher's connected to them, but he says, no, they're a bunch of cosplayers, and he kills them, and yet they still have tattoos, and they still worship him. It never made any sense.
It's terrible. I'm just looking at these two and I'm just seeing waste. They just look old and washed and it sucks. You remember Predator's introduction in season 2? Like when Matt thinks he's hunting a whole faction and he finds out that it's one man, and then they cut to Frank in the fucking hospital. It's so perfect. It's just like they had so much with these two and they work together so fucking well. And why did they have to add all the other bullshit? You have these two, you have Kingpin, and you can make incredible things happen.
But the also awful scene was when he's talking to the black guy about stealing, and he goes, "There's no justice," and he goes, "You know what? You're right," and he basically just abandons his belief in the law.
Bends the knee. And it's so weak. Like if you want to make Matt Murdock go back on his values and like his thought process and this whole thing, you can't have it be the fiddle faddle dude who breaks him with that weak ass argument that he probably would have brushed off that same argument 1,000 times in his career. He's experienced, but it makes him stupid. They make him a retarded lawyer. They make him a bad friend. They make him a bad superhero. They fuck everything about this character. It sounds like we're just talking shit, but this is just what Disney does. They take every single thing that is meaningful or enjoyable about the character, and they somehow screw it up. It's almost like it's intentional.
And you have those stupid scenes of the Kingpin, who is a mayor, sitting in a diner with Matt Murdock, and no one seems to question it. Why is the mayor talking to some guy?
Exactly. Oh, you know what? This is a big one. Who do you think was more ruined, Kingpin or Nick Fury from Secret Invasion?
Ooh,
That's
actually
tough.
tough.
That's actually like I can't even.
I want to say
because-
Kingpin just because it's more consequential. Because Nick Fury was always sort of on his way out of the MCU by that point, so it was terrible what they did to him, but it maybe doesn't have many lasting consequences. Whereas Kingpin was very firmly still a significant part and was going to go on to be the antagonist in a major new show, and it has destroyed that entire show.
That's a good argument. That might seal it for me in terms
But
of
does,
the
but
meta.
does Fury retroactively destroy prior movies like Captain America: Winter Soldier, where he says, "The last time I trusted a guy, I lost an eye."
The
and it was a fucking
retroactive
cat.
The retroactive damage with Fury, I think, is significantly worse because season 1 Kingpin's probably still intact, so that's actually a counter now. But the thing is, I was also going to say is it was supposed to have consequences going forward. Is that just due to shit writing? Because they ignored it in the Marvels, and they're probably going to ignore it going forward. But there should be consequences, so it's really hard to say because it depends on what you value more: a character that had potential that we're not going to get much more out of, or a character who is literally retroactively destroyed. Like that Talos scene is one of the worst Marvel scenes ever. Just telling Nick Fury to his face, "You didn't do shit. You're a bum. We did everything for you. You're a fraud." It's just nothing.
And then Rhodey is actually a Skrull in Endgame. That's not even Rhodey.
Most of his screen time is like Rhodey's. He got completely screwed on screen time for the most part, but like a lot of his screen time is bullshit. Everything you see of him after Civil War is not Rhodey, and it's all the wasted characters. It's crazy how they do this.
You also have a Skrull war going on by the end of Secret Invasion, whereas in Born Again you have Singapore in Manhattan, and no one mentions Thunderbolts where he fucking ghosted half the city.
It's crazy. You know what's crazy too? The fucking funeral scene with Tony. Where Rhodey's crying. That's not Rhodey. It's a Skrull. Like he doesn't know who the fuck Tony is. Like he's acting. It's such bullshit. It screws everything up when you think about it. Excuse me, Mr. Stank. Like that might literally have been a Skrull, a Mr. Stank joke. Like there's so much that just gets interactively screwed.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, there's so much, man. Watch my fucking video. I go off on Rhodey. He's in my top 5 wasted characters. But when you go through the details, it's actually it's pretty funny. It's really interesting how much they screw up.
Well, we do have a bunch of super chats to get to. If you guys don't mind, we'll start right up. TGV Monster kicks it off as always. Have you seen the Return to Silent Hill trailer? It looks interesting. It definitely looks like the game. I have not yet.
Not seen that.
No.
Nay.
Haven't seen it either. Yeah.
Odom 8566 says, "Hey gang, who is your most hated character from Game of Thrones, and who do you think was the most ruined by season 8?"
What do you mean by hated? Like
haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I can't answer this.
Yeah, is it like designed to be hated, like you love to hate, or is it just like dog shit?
Yeah, because there are no real dog shit characters for the most part, but there's a lot of people that you love to hate.
If it's love to hate, I love Ramsay because I love the sausage scene where he's just like, no, I'm not a fucking cannibal.
It is, like he's funny. I'd actually say I both hate him, but like for both reasons. I hate him for like you're obviously meant to hate him, but I actually also never ever liked anything that Ramsay was involved in. The entire Bolton's arc is irritating.
It's when the show
quite apparently like, well, we're getting rid of Joffrey, who's our designated psychopath, and we've lost Tywin, so we need somebody else to sort of be the big bad. Let's now chuck in a psychopath who's less interesting, which is Ramsay, who is worse because we need more gore, and a character in Roose Bolton who has been stripped of most of his agency in the book and just turned into kind of generic maneuverer who then is an idiot because he doesn't see that his obviously insane son might try and kill him.
It ruins him.
Every single series irritates me. It goes on for ages. I don't like it. It's like everything that people think Game of Thrones is when they don't account for the good stuff. Oh, it's just bleak, nihilistic nastiness. That's where that comes from, I think.
Yeah,
So fuck
sure.
Ramsey, fuck.
It's actually that's a really, really strong point. All that, like, it's a very weak portion of it, and I think a big part of it was the actor was just so entertaining. He did a really good job as Ramsey.
Oh yeah, the performances were both of the performances were good.
But if we're talking about hating people, Lena Headley's Cersei Lannister is the bitch perfected. Like, how do you make a fucking cunt asshole queen? And I hated her from the moment she was on screen. She's such a smug asshole. And but for that reason, she might be my favorite character because I found her entertaining from the very first season. I can't even say that about Jon Snow. It took me a while to warm up to Jon. I respected his character, but it was around, you know, the parts where Jon just becomes like fucking legendary.
Well, Cersei in the last season just looks out the window for the entire season and just drinks wine. That's all she does.
She has one of the greatest villain scenes ever in season 6, and then never does anything ever again based on how they waste her. So yeah, Cersei's my pick for that. And what was the first part of the question? Just this Daenerys.
Most ruined by season 8. Oh no, I don't. She's one of them, right? But then she was kind of ruined before season 8. Whereas I think equally Daenerys, Varys, Tyrion, Jon Snow, Littlefinger, basically everyone. In fact, there aren't many characters. Jamie Lannister. There aren't many people who come out of season 8 not completely ruined.
The Gingers, Tormund, and potentially Sansa. Brienne is the only one who doesn't get fucked.
Well, she literally gets fucked and then gets abandoned.
You know what? Okay, if we're gonna do that. Yeah, it's Daenerys. It's not even up for a question. Even there's damage before. It's Daenerys by a mile. Jamie Lannister, Varys, and Jon
But
Snow.
Varys, though, like, you have a child going, listen, Varys, you're gonna get caught. And he's like, don't worry about it. And then he gets caught. A child is warning you that you're being so obvious that you're trying to poison Daenerys.
Remember, we asked the question of like favorite death, and I mentioned I was fond of Mance Rayder's death because of what it meant for Jon, how he actually shot the arrow and killed him, but spared his enemy. Basically, he just showed what a good person he was. You have the same scene with Daenerys burning Varys. We have no idea why he's being burned, and Jon's just standing there fucking watching because he's not a character anymore. His character just gets extracted from him, and everything that Jon Snow would say in this moment, he can't say because he's just an NPC now. It was mind. I remember screaming at the screen, being Jon, fucking do something, say something, and he's not allowed to be a character anymore.
Remember that Jamie Lannister scene where he gets captured and he goes, I've never really cared about the people. I was like, oh, you fucking
I refer to that as getting Jamie Lannister now. When a character, it's kind of when we were talking about, Vex can kind of relate to this with Eren Yeager's speech at the end. That's a Jamie Lannister moment where you have one line of dialogue that essentially fucks the entire character because they would never say that. Eren wouldn't be crying about Mikasa and say like just that.
You're gonna save me with that.
Like that, he would never have done that. Fuck you. And Jamie would never say that I don't care about the innocent. It's fucking retarded. It's a character whose name he got the nickname the Kingslayer because he killed his own king, but he did it to save the city. He saved 500,000 people. But because the person who condemned him was an honorable fucked, Ned Stark, he got condemned as like this horrible evil person when he's one of the most altruistic people in the entire show. He would sacrifice him. He would do almost anything to save the innocent. So he's extremely complex and well written. He's a little bit wasted throughout the show, but his story is essentially still intact. And in the very ending, they have him say, to be honest, I didn't really care about any of them, innocent or otherwise. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then he dies to rocks.
When he went back to Cersei, that was it. That was the end of his character.
It's just, yeah. So yeah, there you go. You get your fucking money's worth in those super chats.
I love Tyrion just picking up the bricks and you see the pair of them just dead.
No, I love watching half an hour of him walking through the city like a little fucking Mario scene, going through every crevice and shit, so we can actually. Oh yeah, it's fucked.
Bronn, I was a character I loved, and he started getting really annoying by the end, especially when he made him master of coin.
It was his Q rate.
Really,
he wasn't there. He wasn't supposed to be there as long, but the actor was just so damn charming.
He's just fan service, but it in the worst way possible.
Yeah, fan service gone wrong, but a good actor nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start building in 30 minutes of the show dedicated to the fucking $2 super chat that sends you guys on a 50-minute tangent.
Give me 30 cents, man.
You've got to watch the show. You swore an oath.
The more tangents that go off, the less I want to watch it.
There's a reason they go so long.
Odom also says, is everyone caught up yet on All's Fair? Any chance Reaper reviews the show? You guys can't let Disparu have all the fun. I mean, I reviewed it, so he's not alone. Platoon's reviewing it. What about you, Reaper?
I'll review. I'm gonna do the Rats and the Witcher first, which I've almost finished. The Rats, which is there's such a basic error. Like, it's told from the perspective of the guy who kills the rats, but there's no way he can tell the prequel story because he wasn't there. So a guy who is never there is narrating events of a story he doesn't know. That's how stupid the show is. Because let me tell you about the rats. He doesn't know who the rats are, so how is he narrating this whole thing? But yeah, after the Rats and after the Witcher, I'll do that.
Yeah, you guys have sold me on checking it out for sure, and I just
gotta
really
check it out.
Because I just remember being baffled by, like, I'm one of the only people that didn't make a She-Hulk video because I was just stunned by every episode. I didn't even know what to say about it. It's one of the few times I just blanked because it was so terrible. And this sounds something along the lines of that, so I'll check it out. I'm working on a Predator video. I'm late, but I got a good one cooking for sure.
You guys gave me an interesting angle to approach this from if I do watch it, so it's a maybe.
Proctopile says, saw Rental Family yesterday. Not perfect, but I really liked it. Highly recommend to anyone, especially those who don't know much about Japan.
That's the Brendan Fraser one where they hire white people to do jobs. Or to like give presentations like, oh, look, I've got a white guy. We know what we're doing. They do that in, is it The Big Short, where he goes, are you sure of the numbers? He goes, yeah, look at my mathematician and look at his eye. I'll give you a hint. His name's Yang.
I love that. That's a great movie. My goodness.
Great, yeah. So funny.
Papa Pumpkin says, The Rise of Skywalker is the Goonies written by Sloth.
Pretty much.
Dang.
Yeah, The Rise of Skywalker is even we ranted about it earlier too, and like that's barely.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it.
Not even just that. It's not the context. It's the pacing. It's like it's worse. It's more poorly paced than Badlands. It's just you can't even keep your mind on what's going on, and yeah,
it's like the exact opposite. It's like the exact opposite of Rebel Moon, where you have constant slow motion, so the plot never moves. This one is going up. This one you get whiplash because you hit with something and it moves on before you have time to think about it.
Yeah, the second they achieve their mission or get the MacGuffin or get to the person that they need to get to, as soon as they achieve their task, they get attacked by stormtroopers. Oh, we gotta go. Like, they want to make sure the pacing is on point at all times. They're always talking or always running or always getting shot at. It's so superficial.
Because if you question retarded knife made out of Death Star thing, then you'll just lose your mind.
Yeah, it's I can't even Platoon explained it. You'll still never understand unless you saw it. But you essentially have a situation where all three of the main characters had no relationship by the third movie, so they're trying to quickly have like scenes of them arguing and having like trying to fake that they have a history and a long like bunch of experiences together, but you have nothing to work with. We don't like Poe meets Rey at the end of the second movie, and then they don't even have a scene together really in the third one. It's so botched. But
I just love how Finn is just Rey. That's all anyone knows him by.
That's his whole character. Tell me his arc. Rey. Tell me his backstory. Like that's it. It's just what a legacy, man.
He's like Hodor.
Think about that. Hold the door and Rey, but Hodor was way more interesting. When the hold the door thing happened, it was mind blowing. Where with Finn, like the only interest I had in him was like the idea of a stormtrooper breaking free and like becoming a Jedi or something. And him fighting Kylo was pretty cool and it was shot well. But then the injury he gets in that fight is literally written out as a joke by Rian Johnson. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. We blame Sabine, but Finn was like patient zero for cheating with the lightsabers. He really was. Yeah.
TGV Monster says, Platoon, play RE4. It and RE5 are the GOAT. RE4 is goated for sure.
Should I skip to 4? I'm not really feeling 1. It's a bit slow for me.
4 is the opposite of 1. They completely redid everything from the ground up.
Well, it's a different character. Like 2 is a continuation of 4. So 1 is Chris Redfield, 2 is Leon, 3 is Jill Valentine, and 4 is Leon again.
Yeah, and it's the gameplay that's just wildly different.
You nailed it, Cynic. Mechanics and gameplay is really important to me, and I just feel like I want to jump to 4 from what I'm seeing in terms of the.
You can.
That's
the thing.
Like, you definitely can, dude.
You don't really need to play RE2. It's just a little bit like it'll give you a bit more context because Ada Wong is in it, and he has a relationship with her in 2 that's built up a little bit.
Yeah. Like you'll glean that anyway when you're playing 4. You're like, well, clearly these guys having a relationship established.
I would love to see Platoon play the most racist game ever made, Resident Evil 5. That would be great.
That is a wildly racist game. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe one day when I actually have time to play any games of any description ever, I will get around to playing them.
You make black people zombies, doesn't matter what the context is. Racism. It's so ridiculous. It's so crazy, man.
Joey Bag of Donuts says the last word uttered by any of the OG characters' bloodlines is "ouch." Quite fitting, Disney. Well done.
Yeah, we're talking about your cat, bro. Kylo. He is a villain that is introduced and defeated in every single movie by Rey. He literally, like, even in the 3rd one when he almost beats her, Leia reaches through the Force to make sure and like hack and get him killed. But then Rey can just fucking heal him anyway. He's a character that just gets abused. He's like one of the worst villains ever. And then his last words are "ouch" after he like falls down.
So stupid.
Wisnilly P says, "I'm glad that Jedi's baby mama reminded him that he's too rich for the do-rag. The Last Jedi sucks."
What?
Do-rag? What the fuck?
What's the context there?
I was tying my hair back last week and it looked like a do-rag, I guess. But
oh my god,
that's true. But yeah, TLJ does suck. It's fucking terrible.
Joey also says, if someone bought it and decanonized all the Disney shit, would you give Star Wars another shot, or has too much damage been dealt? I think I'm over it.
I don't care who owns it. I don't care what the previous canon is particularly. It will just go down as a bad episode in history. I will give it another shot the next time it gives me a good movie.
Yeah, well, I can watch the OT without thinking about the Disney Star Wars trilogy. So it just depends on the quality.
Well, we said this about Brie Larson. Like, if she makes a good film, I'll watch it. Like, I'll just forget all her stupid comments. Enough time has passed.
If Rian Johnson makes a banger film, I'll give him credit. I'm not. This is the thing. These are questions that, like, if we were actually haters, we wouldn't have these responses. You know what I mean? If a win's a win, if you can pull it off.
Well, those people, they got wrapped up in the whole defending the series. We just made fun of a bad film.
Yeah.
Jeremy Soden says Mahler did recently say he will finish The Force Awakens.
So did George R. R. Martin with The Winds of Winter.
Yeah. He's got to finish it. He's got to. It's like, yeah, he's got to finish that.
Did you finish Dance of Dragons Platoon?
Not yet. I'm still on that one. How far am I? Am I like halfway through? Yeah, maybe. I keep going to sleep with this one too.
Brienne is like wandering around the Riverlands for like.
Oh, that was Feast for Crows. That was like that. I did just decide I would sleep past Brienne chapters, and that made getting through the rest of it quite easy. But Dance of Dragons, I'm on, and I reckon I am about halfway through, maybe a third. Oh shit! Yeah, no, a third of the way through.
Not touching them until there's a reason to, in terms of a finished product. I can't get cucked twice by 2 stories.
Yeah, like you'll have blue balls. Not because Platoon's going to join everyone else in the waiting camp. Just waiting for
format. No fucking way, man. Getting cucked in 2 different formats is just too painful.
Danish cartoonist says Tatooine is also where Leia was enslaved by Jabba.
True.
Oh yeah.
Outfit.
So it was nothing but terrible memories for everyone.
And who knows what we missed off screen? Like, she probably hates Tatooine more than Anakin and Luke, for all we know.
Dildo Shaggin says Grogu equals Yoda and Yaddle's retarded secret love child.
Yoda's bastard. Love it.
Maybe they're like brother and sister, and he's like inbred to fuck.
He's just
that would explain a lot.
It's just a mistake. He's a complete mistake, and he ruined Mando's potential. Everyone thought Mando could have been cool, like the no dialogue. Like Mando's opening first 20 minutes was pretty interesting because he wasn't really speaking much, and it was just kind of just show don't tell and just watching the story through his actions, kind of like the opportunity they had with Deck before they introduced a fucking robot to just start yapping. But yeah, there was potential there. Grogu derailed it, and then whatever her face is, the blonde chick in Badlands derailed it. They keep doing this. The stupid side characters just don't work.
Joey Bag of Donuts says Mando season 2 is a bad WCW spot fest. I agree.
What is WCW?
World Wrestling.
World Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
Is that the same thing as WWE, or is that a new
Well, it's a
gay
different
brand?
company.
Okay.
In the 90s, in the
existing
90s,
gay brand.
yeah, in the 90s they had a famous, it was the Monday Night Wars. It was a famous like beef between the two, and then WWE eventually bought them out and became like the mega company that you know them now.
Yep.
So it was an interesting history back then.
Avrath says the Empire being good doesn't work in Disney because they made Operation Cinder, where the Empire nuked its loyal citizens after the Emperor died.
Oh yeah, that was in Battlefield 2. Like, it's such a retarded plan. So on the Emperor's death, they carry out a plan which is to show that we're not weak. We're going to burn the worlds of loyal Empire people.
I forgot about that. Operation Cinder, that's the one.
Yeah. Let's ban the people who believe in us. That won't backfire horrendously. What a fucking retarded plan.
Odom says we should have gotten the Imperial Civil War, but politics are boring, so we got Rey instead. Lols.
Yeah, all the great games and all the books that are set after Return of the Jedi, and like that's a really, really, really interesting period of history. You got the Imperial Remnant, you got Kar-Katarn, you got all the Dark Forces stuff. Like, it's so much cool stuff. And they thought, nah, sod it, we'll just jump past 30 years and make a worse version of all of those things.
The real hostie says Leslye Headland. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time.
And hiding in a hole after the Acolyte, man. She should be so ashamed of herself. Such your name attached to
that. Big T says, did anyone ever watch the Rogue Elements show? Drinker was like a consultant on it. Was it any good? Haven't heard Drinker talk about it much. So
the Rogue Elements show has come out.
Yeah, I thought just the proof of concept came out. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Which I didn't even watch.
No, I haven't seen it. I was probably gonna watch that and Shelby Oaks back together and just see you, just the judge.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? No, he was honest about it. Like it's he didn't have the same type of budget, so he thought Shelby Oaks was better in terms of like the direction of what.
Oh my goodness!
So, you can tell it's in like one garage because there's a bunch of bikes moved over to the corner. And the day and night thing doesn't make sense. Like, it's day, then it's night, then it's day and night. Yeah, but you could tell he was absolutely shoestring by the budget.
Oh, we're talking about the film
Rogue Elements.
Yeah,
the short film. Yeah,
I want to watch both.
Which I think I said at the time, right? Because I think we were streaming the day it came out, and there was a bunch of there still are, to be fair, and a bunch of these people do it in bad faith. So, you reviewed Shelby Oaks, this proper professionally produced studio movie with a wide theatrical release. Why didn't you do the $200,000 amateur movie that your friend did? Is it because you're like dishonest? It's like
corrupt.
If you have to try really hard to be stupid enough not to see the difference between these two projects. But we were streaming when that movie came out, and I think I said at the time, I think that would have been better if he'd put the little budget he had into stuff that costs less money, so less of the action, more of the characters, because it didn't work as an origin story, and I didn't have a clue who any of the people were. Which I'm happy to say again, because I've just said it here, and I think Drinker himself has said that it's not as good as Shelby Oaks is.
I've only heard him be like honest and critical about it, which is the only thing you could do in this situation. But he still made an attempt, right? So it's something to learn from and to see.
Well, how much would an action, like a spy thing with like cars, bikes, guns, explosives? That's going to cost a fortune.
That's a crazy thing to attempt as a first project, like that. That's
it's a proof of concept, right? So he doesn't even need all of that. It's just like, hey, here's the proof of the pudding. Can we get it to be an actual show now? So you can't even compare it to Shelby Oaks in that regard too, because the intent is completely different.
Another problem is saying, like, because they copied from the books might need like updating, and like there just might be like a terrible adaptation of them, because they did say they tried to follow them very closely, and I haven't read them or anything, but like sometimes things don't age well and you have to go back to the source material and update it, because a lot of spy tropes are all just outdated and shit.
Yeah. And as to add on to Platoon's point, your focus, if your budget is that low, should be on the characters. You can't get too distracted by the action scenes because you're wasting money and potentially lowering the quality of the film. And one of the best examples, Reservoir Dogs. All the action is almost 90% of the action is off screen. So the focus is on the characterization and the backstories and everything else. So you can keep it low budget while still feeling really intimate. Like I feel like I saw that bank heist, even though it's not actually ever filmed because we get so many different descriptions of it. It's writing, it's character work, and it's I'm gonna do it again. But Game of Thrones, there's at least like 3 battles in the first 2 seasons that are off screen because the character work around it and the exposition is enough. You don't
Can
really
we start banning Game of Thrones talk from BSUP?
No,
Like,
I'm sorry, it's relevant. It's
this one's relevant.
Yeah, if I talk about good writing, it's a great example. Yeah,
it happens every show that 30 minutes is like dedicated to it. So I'm just going to start.
I thought we made it abundantly clear that the only person to blame for you being out of the loop on the most culturally significant show of the last 20 years is you. So
the fact that you guys don't know what a good example that is for writing is a you problem. 100% a you problem, because it is.
But yeah, like the focus of Rogue Elements. The focus of Rogue Elements, it shouldn't have been on the action scenes, as Platoon said. Like, it should have been establishing characters, stakes, finding out who's who, what the plot is. It just got focused on, let's do a big action scene.
Which was, I mean, I guess was what they thought the selling point was, and to the extent that it did help him go and pitch it to different studios and say, this, this is the basic idea. Now, if we had a studio budget, imagine what it could look like. I guess it would have worked. I mean, it didn't do a huge amount for me. It's not a genre I particularly like. And again, I don't think that spending the money in the ways that they were spent there was not playing to the strengths that they had available to them. But that's it. But like we've said that before, said it on the day. But it's not going to end. You'll still get a bunch of people. I'm sure the EFAP thing's got a bunch of comments as well from people who are totally sincerely saying, "Oh, why haven't you reviewed Rogue Elements? Is it that you don't want to criticize your friend because you have friends and you're a decent human being?" No. I do understand the concept of being friends with someone is strange to a lot of people in comment sections, but like it's generally bad practice to even present the risk of a conflict of interest. Mostly because most of these people don't actually ask the question in good faith anyway, right? It's like, it's not that I don't think I could be objective. I don't think you would believe that I was being objective about it.
Also, if Drinker actually did have a full production of a movie like Shelby Oaks, I think we all would actually have to do a review. Because that's like
maybe, yeah. I mean, it would be. I mean, the other thing is, obviously, we didn't do Spider-Man Lotus, for example, when that came out, because short independent films are not exactly what any of us cover. Maybe if Rinker's thing became a series, I'd still probably say that the conflict of interest thing might play a part, and I'd probably sit it out. But if it was really, I don't know, if there was something important to say about it, maybe I'd get involved.
Well, you don't have to call him a cocksucker.
No,
like it would be a different style. Like you wouldn't like Chris Stuckman. We focus on how. Just, well, what a lack of a human being he is.
Yeah, Drinker wasn't working with fucking Flanagan, and he's been much more critical about his work, so I can at least appreciate that, It just all depends on how you react.
Joke of all butts says, or asks, Vex, explain to us what locking balls is.
Okay, well, I looked it up, okay? A medical condition in which tetanus results in prolonged contraction of skeletal muscle fibers in your balls. Painful muscle spasms may preclude the use of your balls.
Is there any muscles in your testicles? I thought it's just skin and a ball, like 2 balls.
Isn't it like there's connective muscle tissue though, from like the pelvis to the balls? So that's technically
It'd be behind the scrotum. It'd be like the pelvis.
Yeah.
Because it's just an empty sack of skin.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Wait, but it's they do contract though, under different.
Yeah, they shrivel if they're cold, but your skin. Yeah, but like I don't know if that's muscle or just skin or like nerve endings. Sure is a mystery.
I don't have balls, so I can't investigate this myself.
They're a weird body part, man. They really were. You go in the pool and then they shrivel up.
Oh, if I could design a human body, I'd put a rib cage around them.
Yeah, it's just why are they floating out? By design, it's just a mistake. They shouldn't be flopping around and shit. Like it's just a mistake.
My Jedi's balls are massive, just going roosh, dude. Have you seen Bad Grandpa when he's got the dead long ones and they're coming out the back of his pants?
Yep.
Gross. But just imagine that in the wild. Like, you don't have like your fucking Tarzan and some animal can just run up and bite your fucking balls in the wild because they're fucking hanging. What a fucking liability that'd be.
animals, when they come across a dead body, the first thing they eat is the nose and the testicles and the dick because they're hanging off parts.
It's what animals will attack that too. They understand like attacking your private parts.
Dragon Balls D says, former chef and I agree. Everyone can critique food. However, my critiques are often more thorough and vicious. Same reason I enjoy Platoon's reviews.
Yeah, it helps to have a little bit of knowledge and experience of the thing you're doing. I assume you probably wouldn't review your own food though, in the same way that I wouldn't review anything I'd written. But it does help you spot the problems in things that other people have made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
MMP became a YouTube member.
Welcome.
Big T asks, which is better, Alien Earth or All's Fair?
All's Fair.
That's hilarious.
It sounds like there's actually something that happens in All's Fair versus Alien Earth. So
A lot happens in that.
Yeah,
show.
that puts it up automatically.
Yeah, Alien Earth is just frustrating. Like there's so much filler and there's so many wasted concepts. So from what I've heard, All's Fair sounds much more entertaining.
All's Fair is entertaining at least. Big T also asks, how would All's Fair be received before 2025?
Maybe with more attention, I think, because we're sort of past the era, that peak woke era. So people have sort of slept on this a bit more. Whereas, like, when Velma came out, obviously everyone talked about it. Whereas here, only a few people are talking about it. We're just going to make it our mission to increase the coverage so it gets the attention it deserves.
Indeed.
But is that because Velma is a part of Scooby-Doo and She-Hulk is a part of Marvel?
I think that also helps,
Yeah.
Brand damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lost Monster Man asks, will Yee's kids be a special guest in the show? Maybe. Don't
Sing
put
that
it past
song
her.
your dad taught you.
Yeah. Joey Bag of Donuts asks, do you think Toy Story 5 will be bad? Live action.
On the way. Probably, yeah. I mean, the live action remaking everything else.
Are they doing a live action Toy Story 1?
Probably. I don't know if they're working on it yet, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Live action Incredibles. Live action. It's just leave it alone.
Oh, Teenage
Wall-E.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm gonna do Wall-E for sure.
Yeah.
Wah Guitars says, hey guys, love the podcast. Have you guys seen the film Matchstick Men with Nick Cage? Great film with a twist ending. I saw it when it first came out, but I don't even remember the twist now.
Yes, that's probably that's one of my favorite Nick Cage films. If I were to rank his films, Matchstick Man is awesome.
He's made some great movies.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I remember is what's that meme where he does the big like God hand slap? He raises it to the air and just hits a guy. Has anyone seen that meme? Where he smacks.
No.
He basically gets some guy on the floor, raises his hand into the air, does this smug face, and then slaps his head against the ground.
No, the meme I've seen where he's hitting someone is where he punches a fat woman in the face. It's
what?
From it was from The Wicker Man, which is one of the great meme movies of all time.
Meme movies.
It's one of the greatest meme films ever made. I genuinely think everyone on this panel should go watch that fucking movie. If you haven't seen The Wicker Man, it's right up there with like the Madame Webs and All's Fairs of the world for sure.
Oh, yeah, I just remember he's going, not the bees.
Not the bees. Not the bees. And when he's getting dragged off, it's like, oh, you fucking bitches. You fucking bitches.
I love though when the women go to attack him, he just starts pulling out some like roundhouse kicks. He just starts kicking like three of them.
Dude, when he's in a fucking bear costume and he just runs up to these women and punches them all in the face. Oh my god, it's so good.
I like the original Wicker Man, but I've still never seen the Nick Cage version, and I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, you should check.
I've seen the memes from it, obviously, but
yeah. Big T says they already did a short film about Toy Story 5 called Toy Story That Time Forgot.
Oh.
Big T comes back. Remember they overhauled Born Again. Looks like most of the writers from season 1 are back. Also, never forget Daredevil saved you. I saved myself. Daredevil and Muse were out for themselves.
Was that the ungrateful child that he rescued? It sounds like the kind of thing she'd say. I don't remember.
I remember the Muse ended up being a patient of Matt Murdock's girlfriends, which was unbelievably
It was also
contrived.
the marriage counselor for Kingpin and Vanessa.
so contrived. And she's the one who kills the Muse. What a waste of a character. Did nothing.
I can't believe you guys made it that far. The fiddle faddle scene just broke me. I tapped out pretty much after that.
Gets worse.
Oh my god, that slap clip is amazing.
Yeah, that slap clip is crazy.
Yeah, like there's loads of it's called a slap of God. He just goes, he just does the smug face and
it's intense. Shit. Paul Connolly says, has anyone on the panel seen Glenn Close's Instagram post about the show's stars around a boiling pot labeled Critic Bunny Stew? Can say at least someone is loving the hate. I did hear about that this morning. Yeah. I wasn't privy to any of the details, just that she was apparently reveling in the critical response. Arkham Reaver says, if you want a Madam Web level film, watch Blackula.
Blackula's just a lot of fun though, compared to
like it's self-aware.
Yeah.
Madam Web wasn't. That's what made it funny.
They thought they were actually making a movie with Madam
Web. The magic
in
Madam Web is that it's real. Like they somehow they screwed up that bad.
Tay says, super thankful for you all this Thanksgiving. Your show keeps my Mondays alive instead of me staring at the wall for hours. Seriously, thank you guys for all the work you put in and keep crushing it. Oh, thank you, Tay.
Thank you.
The chat. Wait, Vex's avatar image looks kind of suggestive.
Are you new here?
Let's make it even more suggestive, shall we?
Oh, God, no.
God. Christ.
Oof, Jesus.
Get some extra butter on your turkeys this year, boys.
Oh my God. Intent Matters asks Vex, what did you think of Chad Powers? I liked it quite a bit, although it felt like half a season with that ending.
I was just disappointed. It was an okay show. I was really expecting like Friday Night Lights, except funny. So I expected a lot more actual football. There was like no football. It felt like they were trying to go too hard in the other direction because we had so many years of like woke comedy. So now I was just like, oh, we can poke fun at all this stuff. And a lot of the humor just kind of goes over your head because like they try to inject a joke at this, like at the expense of like an actual plot line. Wasn't happy with how things ended up resolving, heavy quotation marks, in the last episode. Really liked the female, like Ricky, the female coach. I actually genuinely liked her as a female character. Was pleasantly surprised there. I'm interested for season 2. I'll be watching season 2.
Jay Glace says, look forward to BSUP every Monday. Keep it up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nebulous says, look up how Komodo dragons eat their prey.
Oh, they kind of just swallow them.
They bite them first, right? Because they're sort of like really, really venomous, and then they wait for them to sort of collapse, and then they ingest them like snakes. I think is how it works.
Yeah, like, well, they're not technically venomous. What it is they have such a filthy mouth. The bacteria in the tongue is like it's like flesh eating.
It's so nasty that it pretty much may as well be a venom. But then once they're paralyzed, they can just go and like swallow them whole, kind of like it's like half crocodile, half snake type thing the way they eat. I think.
Yeah, they're gnarly.
Never actually seen one in person, but yeah.
He also says, don't forget Knives Out. Wake Up Dead Man, December 12th.
Yay!
Oh, that's my
Ryan Johnson.
You're Saggy too.
I'm not watching that.
Our birthday's the same week then, Reaper. Yeah.
You're December too?
I'm a December baby too. Yep.
Oh shit! All of us. Wow.
One of the final super chats here is from James Busher. Good question asked on Open Bar last week. What are the all-time must-see iconic films you've not yet seen? Disperse was The Godfather. Mine would be any Clint Eastwood film, and even Harry Potter.
Mine would be Gone with the Wind. I have not seen Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. And Apocalypse Now also.
The Godfather and Pulp Fiction are the two big ones for me.
Oh, yeah, Pulp Fiction's good.
Yeah, you got to see both.
Apocalypse Now is amazing. It's kind of like genre breaking. I highly recommend.
I own the movie and I haven't watched it yet. I bought it because it was on sale, like digitally, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. That was like years ago. Oh, and Game of Thrones.
I haven't seen the Shining.
I haven't seen that either.
You've not seen The Shining?
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
No, I know all the memes, so like I feel like I've watched the film without watching it.
Exactly. Memes can really kill it for you. Like, for example, The Sixth Sense, I haven't seen, but I still feel like there's probably enough there to where like I can get something out of it. The Shining, I don't feel like any of the scenes will have any impact on me because of how much it's been abused by like pop culture.
You know what would be more interesting to hear from you is if you read the book and then watched the movie, because they are so completely different. I actually think Stanley Kubrick does a way better job translating the source material into a good film and story than the book was. The book is just like a drunk dude cream pieing his wife for half of the novel, and then like nothing happens.
Well, imagine trying to watch Scream. Imagine trying to watch Scream when you saw a scary movie first. It's like impossible.
Scary movie is Scream for me. Like it's it doesn't even matter. I've seen both.
Some idiot says, "Look forward to Mondays with you all. Get smashed and stare at the wall for hours. Want to buy a bell pepper for some reason."
Turn people into alcoholics on Mondays.
That does do it for the super chats, but as always, everyone, we will be on, well, not always, sometimes we will be on After Dark, where the show will continue. The link is in the description for that. But before we go, we'll wrap up as we normally do. Oh shit, TGV Monster says, don't forget super chats before the stream started. I don't have anything else, unfortunately.
Look.
You can write them, if they're not there, write them down in the chat.
Yeah, just write them in the chat. And
I've got 3 here. I don't know if they were from. So one from 8:58 p.m. there. That was comfortably an hour and a half before we started. I think I don't know. Have we done this one? Greetings, smooth talkers and beautiful giggling women. So Cynthia Erivo was at the F1 race. No one fed her yet. It's creepy.
So she's crying when helicopters go past her, but she can be around like race cars. I don't get it.
I guess so.
She's a strange one.
She's the witch from Weapons. She's slowly taking the life out of Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
she's just feeding off her.
She's draining her. It feels like their relationship is like the most toxic thing in Hollywood right now. It's creepy.
Honestly, like Hollywood's missing out on doing a Left 4 Dead adaptation because Cynthia Erivo is a witch right now. Like all you got to do is paint her white, and that's 10 out of 10 casting.
Wait a minute. You saying that again, half jokingly, but why haven't we gotten a Left 4 Dead adaptation yet? That could make money.
Probably because it would just turn into a generic zombie film. That's probably why.
I hate that every zombie idea people's first thought is that generic zombie, as if there's nothing. You can't write a good story. As soon as there's zombies that are in a story, you're limited on the script. There's just nothing. There's no characters. It's like you have to make it shit. I hate that. And when you have the smoker and the boomer and like fucking like all the different designs for zombies that they have, there's so many things you can do with that if it's well written. Imagine a Left 4 Dead that grounds each zombie, and you not quite like an origin story, but you know why the boomer is a fat thing that explodes. You know why the smoker has a fucking tongue, or like they actually be able to get the backstory.
Well, that'd be environmental storytelling. Yeah. Like you don't have to state it, but we can all understand why.
Exactly. Right. Like being able to do it in a way where you don't need clunky exposition, but we can see, how it unfolded. I think there's potential there.
No, like I don't disagree with you because I would love to just see like good zombie stories still, because that's what was kind of great about those early seasons of The Walking Dead. It wasn't just like, oh, people running from zombies. There were like human stories, and we got to see how kind of human, like what changed you from a human to a zombie, really kind of deal, like aside from the whole bite thing, right? And then it just kind of went off the rails after that. But I think that entire IP has kind of like almost like washed the entire genre for now. So you kind of just like, I think you got to just take a break from the zombie shit for a while, and then let the AI stuff take over.
Brand new and really, really creatively new with it. If you can't do that, then I think it might do well. Mind you, because 28 years later it did not do well. You might get like a basic level of interest, but it's Walking Dead is kind of ground people.
Yeah,
I specifically remember when The Walking Dead came out. It was super refreshing. Like it was really big, really, really refreshing. Ooh, like a high budget, properly approach zombie show. This could be really cool, but now that's just like a meme. There's been like a million of them.
They just keep spinning it off. They won't let it die, right? And
it'll die eventually, but I guess we're still.
And I'm harsher. I'm harsher on The Walking Dead. I think they had one great episode, one good season, and then one okay season, and then it was all downhill from there. Like all the governor shit and all that. That just got them.
Yeah, season 1 was the only good season. Like season 2 was like, it was slow, but it was okay. Season 3 was okay. I stopped watching after the governor, which I think was season 4, wasn't it?
I gave up after that. I remember them building up the governor finale for like weeks. Like it's gonna be this crazy battle to end all battles, and they roll up to the jail, and Maggie and Glenn just shoot at them, and they panic and run away, and then the governor just kills all his guys. So the fucking season ends.
It would have been.
At least you didn't waste time. You didn't waste time getting up to Negan. Negan is so fucking annoying.
Yeah, I dipped in and out, but I just saw the giant CGI tiger, and then I saw him kill Glenn. And I was like, I'm bored with this now.
Oh yeah,
we have TGV Monster for $5. Hi everyone, good seeing you all. Happy early Thanksgiving, and to you, whatever Thanksgiving is. We don't do it over here because we don't thank people. And finally, TGV Monster for another $2 says, "Give those wicked actors a burger." Holy moly!
What's that a meme where kids in Africa are raising money to feed Ariana Grande?
Yeah, man. She looks so terrible. Like you should not be in that. She looks unhealthy. There's just no excuse for that when you have access to all the resources she does. Something wrong with her, man.
Indeed. I guess that does bring us to the end. I guess we'll just go around the panel. Jedi Brooks, what can we expect coming up from you? Anything in the immediate future?
Yes, in the next few days, definitely this week, I'm going to be making a video comparing Wolf from AVP2 to Deck the fucking Dingus from Badlands. And he's just the most forgotten predator in the series. After breaking it down, I watched it twice. I've skimmed through it plenty of times as I was making the video. Wolf is arguably the most interesting predator. He's the second best after the Jungle Hunter in the first. And he's trapped inside a garbage movie. He's just fucking terrible. You remember how Justin Hammer is fantastic in Iron Man 2, but Iron Man 2 is shit? It reminds me of that. He's like in my list of characters that are fucking great, but you're trapped in a shitty movie. It's not his fault. Wolf is fucking awesome. His scenes are really, really cool. And there's just so much to compare, especially with the finale, like the actual climax, the climax of Dex's fight. When you compare that to a detail that happens with Wolf, I find it unbelievable that a character from a movie that nobody gives a shit about is so much better written than this fucking movie that's getting praised right now. So that'll be out soon.
Nice.
Good stuff. Reaper, anything coming up from you?
I've almost finished my review on the Rats, the Witcher prequel. Then I'm going to do season 4. Then I'm going to watch the rest of All's Fair. And hopefully I survive. And that's the plan.
Damn, content mill from Reaper actually releasing videos. What a world we live in.
Yeah, but like the time, I haven't set the time scale. I mean, it could be 1 week, it could be 5 years.
Mahler TFA video scale. Who knows?
But half the length and twice as bad.
Vex, what is coming up for you?
Thank you for having me as usual. I got a couple videos in the works. War of the Worlds, Alien Earth, The Ugly Stepsister.
The
Earth, yes. Couple things, yeah.
I think of all the people saying it's shit, all the people saying Alien or War of the Worlds is shit, nothing convinced me more to watch it than your video. You know what? I didn't have any context. I was just like, what the fuck is that? I don't even know what's going on, but it's so crazy.
I wasn't ever planning to make a War of the Worlds video, but then I had an idea while I was making my Badlands video, and I basically like unintentionally edited half of that War of the Worlds video.
Sometimes you have to like just shred and cannibalize other things for new ideas. That's what you got to do sometimes. Right? So and it's like, remember, I've been prepping for a Prey video for months. And then now it's like, perhaps I've treated you too harshly after Badlands. I kind of appreciate Prey. Like, Jeremy's my boy. I can watch him fuck up Frenchmen all day. It's just like, I blame Naru, not Prey or Jeremy. Like, he's cool.
Oh, I'm next.
Platoon,
I forgot.
All right. I'm doing more All's Fair reviews. Episode 4 through 6 dropping Thursday or Friday. Yeah.
Do it.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
Do you think the finale will just be like the most evilest episode ever? Like they'll just
I hope so.
People.
I certainly hope so. Sorry, I'm
Well,
setting
from what
up
you guys have
After
mentioned,
Dark here.
from what you guys have mentioned, there's only downhill from here. Like it just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Episode 6 is by far the worst out of all so far. So I mean, yeah. Or episode 5 rather. Let's hope 6 gets even worse.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah. And what about you, Platoon? What are you doing?
Sorry, I am back. I am probably also will be the next thing, I guess. Until something else comes out. I don't know. I haven't really got many long-term plans at the moment, but there will be. That should be out
Avatar
this week.
coming soon.
Oh, don't remind me. I'll get there. But yes, also at least part 1. Don't know if I'll finish it, but something on it will be out this week. Just as fuck you for demonetizing my last 2 videos. I have to do this for money. But it'll be fun. So there's always that to look forward to.
Should be.
Is everyone else getting more demonetized?
Seems to be.
Yep. And then remonetized. What the fuck? Like my all spare video got demonetized and it got struck down manually too. Like fuck you.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then it's just like, JK, you can have it back now. Whatever.
Aye. But I guess that brings us to the end, right? That covers all the bases. So yes, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. After Dark will kick off after this. The stream should redirect if it does its job. If it does not do its job, the link has been in the chat, and I'm sure you can find it yourselves. But for this channel, that's it. So we will catch you either in a few minutes or in a week, depending on when it is. But see you later. Bye.
Bye. Fuck you.